Well, howdy.
So
What do you say, Bracken?
I
I'm
don't say a lot.
I'm going to put
What
these
about
on
you?
because I can actually read that it says Bracken, and I can even see the fine print if I have these jokers on.
Yeah, that's one thing. Knock on wood, I haven't been losing yet. Is my sight. I'm
Well,
deaf and I wear hearing aids, so I guess guess it's making up for that.
that's probably because of the pew pew things that, went off.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's from the pew pews.
Yeah. You're not the only person that I know of that a buddy of mine that I used to work with, he wasn't in the military, but he did a lot of pew pew type things. And he literally never wore hearing protection. And he was half deaf. And finally, his wife was sick and tired of screaming at him all the time. So he went in and now his hearing aids, he said the first time he was telling me about it, the first time that he put them in, his the doctor told him like ease into it just because the technology now is different. And he said he just goes full go, has them all the way up and all this stuff, and they go out to a restaurant.
Oh,
He said
that yeah,
he said it was like Superman. He said he heard literally every single conversation in the entire restaurant, and he's looking around like, and he's looking at his wife, and he was like, "You don't hear all that? These people are so loud." And thank you so much. And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And yeah, the doctor told him, he's like, "You need to ease into like certain situations just because the technology now is insane."
yeah. I didn't realize how loud birds were. Like I went outside and I was like, "Oh my gosh, do you hear all these birds? Like, they're so
Oh man.
loud."
See, if I
But
had those things on now, I don't want to wish that on myself, but I would go sit and put my head right next to a hive body and
oh
just,
yeah,
oh man, that's got to sound just amazing.
yeah, you can hear them. I that's one thing I don't like wearing them in the bee yard is because my veil will sit and rub on it, and then it sits and rubs those, and it sounds like I have like the whole time.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I usually take them out. But
Yeah.
what's really
Yeah.
nice is when your wife is talking a lot and you are just like, uh huh, yep, beep 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 beep. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. And this keeps going, but the sound goes.
That is awesome. Can
It's
you
a
can you
it's a blessing.
Bluetooth stuff to yours?
Yeah. Yeah, Bluetooth my phone. That's another favorite thing is I just start randomly talking. Hey, what's up? Because
Yeah.
they can't see them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, my buddy had that too, and he was telling me all the stuff, and I was like, "What?"
oh
He
yeah,
said, "It's not like I mean, I'm 53, and a kid I went to grade school with in high school, he had hearing aids, but they
and
were
they
like
were
the old
big.
school ones, yeah. And I wasn't used to like these new, like fandangled new age like technology things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're pretty nice. They're expensive though. Holy crap!
yeah, yeah.
Especially when you can't get the VA to pay for them.
That's very true. Well, the VA, they do very little, and
Yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation for
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Let's talk about bees.
yeah, yeah. How are your bees?
They're good. Well, they're better. They're better than they were 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Um, I checked them last week, and they were showing a significant difference in where they were at versus the 3 weeks before that. I had checked them, and man, they were just kind of in a slump. But we must be getting a little bit of late summer bloom, or I have seen a fair amount of alfalfa and stuff that's been around. So they're getting something, and I've seen some new white wax, and they're filling up some boxes. So they're doing better, but they're not as on par as they were for last year. But oh well.
yeah.
They're doing I think they're doing okay. They're growing. They're getting some. The ones I had checked out in the spearmint field, man, they were. I had sheets and sheets of brood, and they were doing good. And yeah, it's been good. The brack is back.
What's up, Brian? That's awesome. It seems like I tell you, last year here, uh, well, the last 2 years just all out sucked. I mean, it was just one thing after another. I mean, dearth and just everything. We had. I mean, everybody I think was having the colony losses and things like that in the last 2 years, but they just. I mean, it's almost like we thought that we were going to get ahead, and then we go through and we have like last year. I think we had like a 4 month dearth. It was bad. No rain. We were in what the heck did they say? I forget which drought category we were in.
I don't know
But
what happened. Can you hear me?
oh yeah, I got you.
Can you see
Yeah,
me?
I see your emblem. Yeah, you could jump out and back in if you want.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Okay. Sorry.
But yeah,
Wash
it
my
was
hands
just
myself.
see, it was just bad, and now this year, uh, it's insane in my yard. This is the first year I darn had to pull honey. Now it was from my back row where I did the demarays and all that stuff, but I had to pull darn honey 3 times from colonies back there.
Already.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, and just off of that back row, now my front row, because I've just got 2 rows, there's 15 colonies there. And my front row was splits and just, I was tinkering up there. The back row is where I did the demaray and was building up, those were my honey producers. And I got 600 and some pounds honey just off those couple colonies in the back row. And we still have like the fall yet. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I'm almost at like 650 pounds just from that back row. And my the most I ever pulled for an entire season before was 600. So this year has done really well. I mean I've had challenges with queens,
Right.
um, but that's been all remedied. I mean, I went over there. When the heck did I go over? Was it Sunday? I think I went over there Sunday, and I had to do my second round of Apogard, and it was the first time in, man, I mean, it's probably been 3 or 4 months that I've been able to actually walk down and stand next to my colonies and not get tagged in the head.
Jeez.
So I
Do you think
requeened.
that's part of why you got so much honey? Because I have always seemed to notice that the most aggressive bees I have produce the most honey.
I don't know. Now I've heard people say that that's been proven to be false.
Oh,
Um, and but now partially because they said if you think about it too, which colonies tend to be more defensive? It's the ones that are larger, have more
to
to
protect.
watch out, more to protect.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
where some people were like,
Different perspective.
yeah, they said that's kind of not entirely true just because if you have any large colony, they're
They
going to
get.
produce.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, if they're given all, if they're put in the right situation, I guess,
Right.
you know. But I don't know. But like mine though, it was weird because I've replaced those queens with those Gold West queens, the Golden West ones, and within a week they were night and day difference. Now, oh look at this. Now I don't even know whether I want to let him in here just because he said he wasn't going to join in, but here he is now. He needs to be visiting his family.
Yeah. He just wanted to get on and say hi to me.
That's it.
That's right. Bracken's
That's
on
right.
here. I had to jump in.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife and
I'm
daughter have
blushing.
stepped out. They're not here for a little while, so I thought I'd hop on
There you
for
go.
a little bit. But yeah. So how's it going, guys?
Good,
Good.
good, good.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna come home and we were gonna, visit and everything, but they're out doing some stuff. So I thought, well, I'll just
Yeah.
Some
talk
girl
bees for a little while.
stuff.
I heard a little bit about what you were saying. It sounds like your bees are doing better, Bracken. That's awesome to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, they're doing a little better.
You guys finally got a little bit of rain, didn't you?
No.
No.
Well, this morning we got enough to get our windshields dirty.
Yeah,
But
to make mud, make a little
there
mud on
is
your
supposed
cars.
to be some this week. Like tomorrow, I think it's supposed to rain, and then the next day. So say your prayers, cross your fingers. We need it.
I don't know if
Come
you can
here.
hear it, but we have thunder rumbling out there. It's been raining here today.
Yeah,
So
send it this way.
yeah.
There's some areas around Ohio that in the last 24 hours have clocked like 5, 6, 7 inches of rain in the last 24 hours.
Uh,
It's
I looked up.
Y'all hear that?
it's bad. Oh
I
yeah.
looked up. Oh yeah, I hear it.
Anyway, my wife and daughter said they were at Sam's and the power was out. So
Oh,
big little storm coming through. Yeah. I think that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the past 2 months or 2 or 3 months of rainfall in the area I'm in, and we had 0.3 inches. 0.3.
what?
0.30 in 3
Wow.
months.
Point. Wow. Let me
So
check.
we've got a 0.1 per month. We're doing all right.
A tenth of
my
an inch per
gosh.
month, huh?
Tenth of an inch per month.
That's
Let me
enough to
see.
get your windshield muddy. Like,
The thing is the rain gauges don't even record that. Like they just must have guessed.
yeah.
Oh, see,
Crazy.
I can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
here,
desert out there.
rainfall.
Yeah.
What's it show for the week? Yeah, this isn't.
It's actually been a little bit dry here, and I was just thinking I need some rain because my yard's been starting to turn a little bit dry, and sure enough, here we have some rain, so it's good.
Yeah.
Bracken's like,
This
"What is
doesn't
green
show it.
grass? What is that?"
We are. I had to go out before, like, we were in between storms today, and I ran out just to go through the garden and pick like tomatoes and stuff, just because we've had so much moisture that the tomatoes are starting to split because they're so darn big and so juicy that I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
Too much rain, yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah,
If they could just figure out a way to like split up the rainfall throughout the country so it was consistent everywhere, that would be
Bracken,
weird.
you can
But
have a week's worth of Ohio's precipitation.
That's the problem. Is if we got a week's worth, that the problem is we'd be in boats and we'd all be
flash
swimming.
floods, yeah.
So
It doesn't. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like out there. Yeah,
yeah,
those flash floods can be dangerous.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I was out
especially since-
there about a month ago, and the Great Salt Lake is drying up. I mean, it's like it's not a big lake anymore. It's like a bunch of little islands, and it's just disappearing. It's so dry out there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
It's all right.
Yeah.
I
we
guess
had
you're gonna
something-
harvest. You're gonna harvest in September, Bracken. Is that right? I saw you put a post about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna harvest in the first week of September. Labor Day weekend is when I'm gonna start. So
How many colonies you got now? About 75, 80, something like that, or are you up to
yeah,
100?
80, 70, 77 to 84-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I made
You're
some
growing.
splits. What?
Every year growing just a little bit more. So that's
Yeah, a little
awesome.
more. I gotta get to a semi-load.
Next year you'll be 150. If you double,
Yeah.
split them all. If they make it all through winter, split them all. Then you'll
That's the
be
goal. And then the year after that, I want to try do. I want to. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I have a business plan that's all laid out. My goal in 5 years is to have. Well, I have 600 colonies down, but anything over 5, I think, will be good because I want to have that buffer, to keep the weak ones home, and then send us.
Sure.
There's only 400. You can only fit what 430, 420 on a semi, something like that, depending. Oh man,
Yeah.
there's a big
And-
thunder.
Yeah,
that.
we're in the middle of a storm. It's not raining right now. I don't think it's raining, but there's lightning just popping all around us, so it's pretty exciting.
There
But
we
it
go.
has been raining a little bit, so yeah,
Greenville,
so
Look
so
at
I guess
this.
the semi truck depends. Oh, go ahead.
Greenville, Ohio. I'm not sure exactly where that's at. 3 inches of rain in 3 hours.
Yeah, man.
I'll show you what we got 10 inches in like half a day once. So I'll show you what it did. You guys talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, down here as far as the bees go, I've just been doing mite treatments, and
Yeah.
I had a rookie move yesterday. I actually I
What'd you
reached out
do?
to Zach to try and get some queens for some late summer splits, and doesn't have any available right now. But so the local guy here in Alabama he just put out last call on queens, and so I got 14 from him, and I went and did some splits. Just threw some queens in there. I also just replaced some weak queens this past weekend. One of the splits I made up at the farm was super weak. It was in a 10 frame box, very few bees in it. So yesterday afternoon I was out there, I had my veil on, but nothing else as far as like beekeeping equipment. And so I pulled the thing out. There were very few bees. I'm like, this hive is probably not going to make it, but I'm just going to release her, see what happens. So I pulled the cork out. They hadn't eaten through the candy yet, and I laid it on the frame right there, and the queen ran out of the cage and just flew away. Like what? So
Deuces, I'm out of here.
I mean, I just know that's a rookie move. You should just set the frame back down in the hive so she'll stay in there. But man, she just took off. I'm like, okay, well, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how they do it, but sometimes they find their way back. So maybe she did, but there were
Yeah.
so few bees in there. When I made the split, I guess I wasn't strong enough, and there were too many not nurse bees, but too many foragers on there, and pretty much everybody flew home. So I doubt if it would have survived anyway. But anyway, whatever.
I had one like I think it was like 2 years ago that happened, Bruce, where like the colony had okay population size. It wasn't one of the larger ones, but they did not release her. So I did that. I popped it, and it was like right on the top of the frames, and I figured she would just run out and go down.
That's what I thought. I knew better. I've had it happen
And
before.
she come out, and I watched her go straight up like 20 or so feet, and then I lost her, and I was like, well, there went $40.
Yeah. Did she come back? Back?
Well, and the next time I went back, like a week or so later, she was in there. There was
this queen she went up and circled a couple times, and then I just kind of lost track of her. But I don't know if she came back or not. But it's the hive is going to probably die out anyway. It just was not strong enough. It's kind of one of those points where I have the queens now. Got to figure out something to do with them. So I don't know why I do that to myself. I really wasn't prepared to do it, but I just thought, well, I'm going to try it, and so I did. And
it happens.
I hope I do this queen's justice. I don't know.
It happens.
I checked on another. On that particular location, I had 3 in nukes, and the one in that hive, and the nukes I peeked in on a nuke or 2, and the population looked pretty good in them, decent, and but they weren't the queens were. It was Saturday, so it was Saturday. So the queens, he had the I don't know what the cages are called, where they have the 2 little places they put a lot more candy in those than just the standard California cages, and so it takes them a while to dig out. What's that? You know the ones I'm talking about?
The different names.
They're longer, but they have it's like 2 little places where they jam the candy up in there, so it's going to take them longer. And they were working on it. The one I actually pulled the queen out. The other one that they were working on it pretty good. But this hive, I'm like, if they even are going to have a chance, she's got to be released. But I'm not too worried about it. I think they're going to meet their maker, I think, pretty soon anyway. So anyway, I did. Now I'm sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Hold on a sec.
Bruce is too nervous to talk, Bracken.
No, I just got crowed in my throat for some reason.
Find my pictures.
But so I've actually done something that is against label. It's off label, and I don't recommend anyone do this. I don't know if anybody else on here ever does things off label. Probably not, but
it's just us here talking, so nobody else is listening.
But I ordered Apigard, and it is hot down here in Alabama, as you know. And so I went ahead. I read a study, and you guys may have heard this last week, those who were on here, but I read a study from Randy Oliver where he went ahead and applied 50 milliliters of the Apigard, the full dose, basically, twice, just like the label says, even though it was hot in the summertime where he's at in California. And actually had tremendous results doing that. So I decided to try that, and I did. And the hives actually look really good. Now, the brood was greatly limited, which made it great when I'm trying to make splits. Right? It's like they kind of shut the queens down and they were starting to lay again. There's a lot of eggs, a lot of larvae, but there wasn't
Mm-hmm.
very little cat brood. A couple of colonies. It's weird how you can put formic in a hive, you can put apigard, and there's always that one hive that you can't even tell there's anything in there. I mean, they just plow through like nothing's even wrong. But most of them have very little brood. They just have
Mm-hmm.
they had like brood that was young brood. And so I went ahead and applied my second dose, and we'll see what happens. I did talk to another leader in the industry. I don't want to name him. I don't want to put him on the spot in case it fails for me, but he said he's done this too. He's also here in the South, and he said he's had tremendous results doing that. Now, I'm not recommending anybody do that because most people say in the heat that you want to go 100 grams in a month, and so a lot of people will do the label says cut it in half, but what a lot of people do is they'll go like 33, 33, 33, 10 days apart. And that's what a lot of people do in the heat. And that seems to be effective as well. I did it on the top of my 2-box hives. If it was a single deep, I did like a half dose. But if it was a double deep or a deep and a medium, I went ahead and put the full dose in. And it
That's
actually
that
worked.
gel stuff, right?
Yes,
That you're
the
talking about?
thymol gel. Yeah. Now I also used through the honey season, I used the Swedish towel, the extended release
Oh yeah, yeah.
like you do, Bracken, and
Acid.
I think it kept the numbers down pretty good. So I was excited
Yeah.
about that. But,
Yeah,
oh
that's my
yeah,
parents' basement window.
that was your basement.
Yeah, well, it was my parents' basement. This was 10 inches of rain in like 6 hours. My dad
Gosh,
called me
dang.
and was like, "It's raining pretty hard. It's starting to fill the backyard." And I was like, "Whatever." Like, no, it's not. And then they
Oh
sent me
man.
stuff like this, and there should be one more. Yeah, see their bed. That's their bed.
Oh
Oh,
no. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So but they're not necessarily in a low area, are they? I mean, the river's there, but was the river
no, it
flooded?
was just we are not set up for that amount of rain. You know what I mean? We don't
I
have
mean,
gutters on our roads. We don't have nothing.
Well,
Storm drain.
nobody's set up for it if it's 10 inches in an hour or whatever.
wow.
Nobody's set up for that. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It was pretty bad.
so I guess that was a pain for your dad to try and clean all that up, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they had to have a lot of stuff done to be able to get
Yeah,
that livable again.
they had to redo the whole basement, so it's all good though.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
cool. Now, I'm going to be out there back in the weekend before you're going to harvest, but just for a day. I'm flying in Friday, leaving
Aw.
Sunday, but my niece is getting married out there. And we're going to fly out for that wedding. So I'll be tied up with that whole day Saturday. I think she's going to get married down in Payson, I think. So opposite direction of you, about as far as you are, except south instead of north of Salt Lake. But I'd love to jet up there and check it out, but it's not going to work out for me probably. I'm going to be just tied up with that kind of stuff. But
I'm thinking Bruce needs to just change a flight. He needs to just switch that flight back a day and
Yeah.
Well,
priority.
Brian, there's this thing called ETO at work, time off that you're dealing with now as well. Am I ready to retire?
I said, aren't you about? Yeah, you got to be pretty near there.
So mentally or physically?
Well, I'm mentally ready to retire.
I am, and we're getting close, but we're just not quite there yet. So
soon.
I've got some things. I want to, when I do retire, probably in the next year or two, I do want to, of course, still do the bees, but I've got some other things I want to do, just some more spiritual type things, and maybe consider going on a mission, going out and serving more people, traveling more, doing some things like that. So my mind is kind of shifting in that direction a little bit. As far as like trying to go all in commercial beekeeper at age 60 or 61 that I'll be at the time, I don't know if I want to do that physically. I could probably do it for 4 or 5 years, but at that point in time, if I got like 600 or 700 hives, then what? You know what I mean? Do I really want to get that big? And then, because how many more years of good health, physical strength do I have to be able to do? Even what I do now, I can handle it pretty good now. But every year it seems a little harder sometimes. Every year now I notice a difference. And like I said, I think I'm in pretty good shape. And I found that if I pace myself, if I make sure, even in the heat and humidity, if I get in my truck, cool down, get some fluid in me, And one thing that I found, and a lot of people in here probably found this too, is if I take a towel with me, it's so much better because I can wipe the sweat off my head when it's so sweaty and wet. It just never completely dries. And so out there in Utah, if you sweat and you sit down and rest a while, it kind of evaporates off of you and it does what it's supposed to do. But down here, it's like it just it just drips and it gets in your eyes and everything else. Yeah, keep it fun, Bruce. Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am probably, I would retire tomorrow, but I got to get permission first. But no, that's not true. That's within the next year or two, probably I'm going to look at either retiring completely or scaling way back. But we're at a point right now to where my wife started working as well, and we're just at it where we're actually doing quite well as far as like being able to income is we're able to make the most income we've ever made right now because our kids are out of the house and we're both working, and so we're going to maximize that for probably another couple of years anyway, at least another year. I say a year, she probably thinks more like 2 years, but I just turned 59 like last week on the 7th or 6th. I turned a week ago tomorrow, like last Thursday I turned 59. So
Wow.
I'm getting there, but yeah, I feel it too sometimes. Although sometimes I feel pretty good. I'm real blessed. I've been blessed with good health, man. If I could get my trim down a little bit weight wise and eat a little better, I probably feel even better than I do. But I've been real blessed to have the strength and the physical abilities to be able to hang pretty good at my age. I think it's pretty cool that I was blessed either with the genetics or blessed with from the man upstairs from the Lord to be able to continue rolling like I do. And I can hang with the young people pretty good. I can hang with just about anybody for a while, but over time in the heat especially, I start to wear out and the young bucks can keep going. Like when Bracken's here, Bracken and Jed last year, particularly even Glade, but Bracken and Jed particularly they just rock. They didn't slow down the whole time. And, but it's good to have a good crew. We had a good crew this year too, but Glade was here this year, Glade and Carlos, but getting on a tangent here.
Yeah.
That's why I don't come
detox.
That's why I don't go down to Alabama because I'll end up working.
That's true. That's true. I have though, like we talked about, I think on the last stream we did, Brian, I have kind of stayed out of the bees. I'm not in them as much. Like I used to get them all the time, and I would just stress out if I didn't get in them and check on them, every week or two. But now it's like I get in there, I do what I got to do, I get out, kind of leave them alone, and somehow I still have bees. Like this, they can figure it out. You don't have to. It's not like cows or a lot of animals that you have where you have to feed them every day or every so often and check on them all the time. You can actually let bees go if you miss them for a day. If you miss seeing them for a day, they seem to make it just fine.
I have adapted that as well this year, Bruce. When I was talking to Ian, and one of my things like, and then just the minimum that you're in there, and obviously I'm beekeeping for a different reason than somebody that's backyard and wants to. If you want to get in there and enjoy them once a week, go for it. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
I want to turn it more into a full on business, and it's been the 1 yard I haven't been in for 3 weeks, and I went and got in them and they're doing great. Like,
yep.
As long as you set them up and you build and you prepare for that time, you don't want to go 3 weeks right at swarm season time and then just leave them. But if you can time that out just right, there gets to a point to where, and I was like you, I was like, oh man, I got to get in every hive every week.
Yeah.
then,
I used to do that.
Like, there's no way, there's no way I could do this with 500 colonies. Yeah, it could if you did, X amount here and X amount here, just put them on a schedule. But
we pulled honey, June 19th, 20th, 20th, whatever days it was. I think 19th and 20th. You know how I do at Bracken? We just take all the boxes off to the queen excluder off, leave them all in 2 boxes or whatever's above the queen excluder we take, and just leave everything else. And when you leave them in that situation, a lot of them are completely buried and covering the boxes because there's so many bees. But I basically just didn't even go in until 3 weeks ago. Like it was over a month. Like it was 5 to 6 weeks. I didn't even go to the bee yard. I was busy. Like we had a big run on honey. A lot of people buying honey, so we were bottling up honey constantly. And then I was in Utah for 10 days. I was out of town a lot. We went up to North Carolina to visit my daughter up there. Her husband's been deployed. So we went up there and visited her the first part, July 4th weekend. Then like from the, what was it, the 9th, the 19th or whatever it was in July, we went out to Utah. And I just didn't have a chance. When I wasn't out of town, I was bottling punting for people and working. And so I finally got out there. I was worried about it. Man, I got to get them treated and stuff. And when I went out there, they looked really good actually. And, I've had a few dead out, so I haven't I need to get those things cleaned up. They're getting full of wax moss and stuff, but not a ton. And a lot of them are looking great. I just hope this Apigard treatment is, I hope that with me doing the full dose that they go ahead and pull through. And the person I talked to, who is also in the South, who does the full dose, said that there's plenty that they'll be able to recover, plenty of time to recover. But it absolutely. I think I've had really good luck with Apigard in the past, and I'm not recommending once again that people do the full dose in the heat because the directions specifically say not to. But I'm just looking to see what happens. And I've kind of backed off on videos. I haven't gotten as many videos out. Just haven't been able to. I did try and video a little bit when I was applying the Apigard. I'm not sure if I'll do it. I may just do a video of all of it from the start to finish if, and with the results, I've instead of doing 2 or 3 different videos, but I've got so much going on, and I'm just trying to focus on the things that matter most. And I've been trying to just improve and be a better person in a lot of ways too, and not just be so obsessed with the bees and the YouTube all the time. And as far as trying to get creation, trying to get content out, it's been, I spend a lot of time editing and stuff like that. And I've frankly just gotten a little bit, I don't know, burn out on it. And it takes a lot. People don't realize. And the channel has grown, but it's just been slow. And I think maybe the time of the year as well. So, but that's where I'm at down here with my bees. We had a good year with honey harvest, but the honey's just been literally, I'm amazed at how much I've sold already. Like we had 159 bucks. Last year we ended up with a total of 185. This year we ended up with a total of 159. We harvested end of June and I'm under 100 buckets. So, like a month and a half in, almost 2 months now, I've already sold like over a third of it, so probably aren't going to make it to the, to next year, but we'll see what happens. So,
have you ever run out before?
Yeah, I have. I think 3 years ago I ran out. Just had a horrible year. We just didn't have a good year 3 years ago. 2 years ago I had a record. That was the first year Bracken came. Last year we had another record. And this year we kind of came back down to earth, but it's still 159 buckets is a lot. I mean, it's a amount of honey, but just wasn't,
So you're saying the 2 years that I came, you had the highest amount?
I did. That's why, I mean, we missed you, man. I'm telling you, you just.
I'm not one to brag, but 2 + 2 = 4. So
yeah. When Bracken's here, 2 + 2 = 5.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's and it was a weird year too with the rain. We had the spring was looking really good, and then we had like a month of no rain, and so they just quit putting honey in. It was just like they were building it stopped. And then we took the spring honey off, which we actually had a record this year because I think I have more hives. And we had like 40 buckets of the spring. Last year we had like 34, so it was actually better, but it was just because I had more colonies. And then we put the boxes back on, and the tallow, it was just, everything was looking pretty good. The tallow started blooming. We timed everything. It was just right. And then about the second week of tallow bloom, I think it was, which is right when it's in its prime, it did nothing but rain for a week. And so they couldn't collect. And then it was just hit or miss rain, like almost every day raining. It was just weird weather for the rest of the time. There were a few days where they were able to pack some tallow honey in, which is why I got what I got. But it just wasn't a beautiful year for honey. Like last year, everything set up real nice. Weather-wise, the spring honey wasn't great. Crop wasn't great, but the summer, Bracken can attest, the summer harvest was incredible because the conditions were just perfect for tallow last year. So it's just, man, as you both know, it's just farming. I mean, you just can't predict Mother Nature. You just got to go with what you got. And so that's how it is. But
I've learned this year though too. Well, I mean, in the last few years, I used to be one that I had like a dedicated day of the week that I would go and check my colonies, and like it didn't matter Saturday I was over there for hours in the bees, and I would check every colony. I was pulling every one up, looking at every queen, and now it's like when I went over the other day to put the Apogard back on, there were two colonies that I wanted to check the brood chamber just to see what the queen looked
Sure.
like. They were open mated ones, and I just wanted to see, could I find her in there. And when I did, I marked her red just because they're going to get replaced. And I thought, well, let me let them go for another couple days, and then they're going to get pinched, and I'll replace them. But the other colonies, like where I did the Apogard, I literally just cracked off boxes and squirt, squirt, squirt. Was putting the Apogard in it, closing it back up. I didn't look at anything else. It's
Yeah.
just I knew exactly what I needed to do. Every colony was 30, 45 seconds then, just lifting boxes.
Yep.
A couple of them had totally annihilated that wafer card in 10 days. I mean, 11 days, I think it went. And I mean, there were 4 or 5 of them that when I looked in there, like, I mean, they just annihilated those cards. So I did have to walk back up and grab some additional wafers to put in, but it was quick,
Yeah.
So I like inspections like that, though. Walk over, you have a plan, and just go and work it, and boom, you're done quick.
Time management. That's what I'm
That's
learning
it.
is the most efficient thing
Yeah.
in any sort of business, really. I mean, in life period, like where can you save that 1 minute? Because if you have 60 colonies and it takes 1 minute extra, that's an extra hour you're in the bee yard.
Oh yeah.
So you can
Yep.
shut that to 30 seconds instead of 1 minute. Now you're only in the yard
Yeah.
half hour.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, but again, like, totally. Sometimes it is nice to just go through a hive and just look. Like,
It
I
is.
try
Oh, for
to
sure.
do that. I still try to do that to remember what I'm, you know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
I get something off that. I still to find the queen, see the eggs, look at the larvae, and really just look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome when you got a little time to do that. Like if it's the evening time, the sun's just kind of going down. It's just really nice outside, and the bees, everybody's happy. And you got the time to do it. It is really cool to do that. And sometimes I think it is important to do that. I do like to. Some days I'll just kind of slow down at the end, like, and just do that for a couple colonies and just take my time. But
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to get it done. Like with the Apogard, like I got to where I had, I think in the Midland City Bee Yard was where I started doing it. Maybe can't remember which one it was, but it's like 30 colonies there, 32 colonies or something. And so I went through and the idea was pop the lid. Actually, I did this at Applin the other day when I put the second dose on. Pop the lid, put the card on, make sure there's a card in there. Maybe do about a third of them. Like maybe do, in Applin there's like 50 colonies, so maybe do 20 or 25 colonies. Pop them all open. There's no robbing going on really now. I don't know. There must be something coming in, but quickly pop the lid open, get the Apogard on them, pop the lid down, and leave. It's just so fast. It didn't take any time at all to do that, as opposed to lifting the lid. I found that if I do several at a time, it's much faster than just like taking the lid off, putting the Apogard on, closing it, then putting the card down on every single one. Just crack all the lids off, pop, 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 cards, Apogard, lids on, done. So I was much more efficient that way. But the first dose I put on while I was going in, I was popping the boxes apart, looking at the health of colonies, getting the Swedish towels out or the extended release out, whatever was left of those if they weren't chewed up. And then, but I was checking the overall health of the colony. I didn't check the brood in all of them, but I did look to make sure there were plenty of bees. And I did check the brood in a lot of them, just pull out a frame or two and make sure there was some brood, make sure they looked healthy. And, but this second go around, if I wouldn't have got those darn queens, it would have taken me no time at all. But I was trying to break out a few splits, which became a challenge because I had put Apogard in them and there wasn't a lot of brood because it shuts the queen down. There was a lot of cap brood. There was brood in most of them, hopefully all of them, most of the ones that I checked. But it'll be interesting to see. The mite counts weren't bad really when I put the Apogard in. Some of them were. The ones that were bad for the most part, were the ones that I had not treated. Like, for example, if I pulled a split after I put my treatments in, or if I pulled a split and didn't have any more treatment, whatever it was, some of them didn't get treated that second treatment. And those were the ones that seemed to have more mites in them. If they had the actual extended release in there, I think the highest one I got was, I had one that was like an outlier. It was like 20 or something, but almost all of them were 5 or less. Most of them were like 2, 3, 4, 5, one was 0. And so I think it's an effective treatment, honestly. And you don't have to go vaporize the hives, every X number of days, X number of times. You can just put that in there and leave it in there for 90 days or whatever it is. So anyway, I'm about to hop off. I think my wife and daughter just got home. I'm going to hop off of here, but appreciate you having me, Brian and Bracken. And it's good talking to you, Bracken. I wish I could have gotten up there and seen you while I was in Utah, but I know you were kind of busy those few days.
We'll cross paths again. So.
Oh yeah, we sure will. Hopefully down here in South Alabama, if not before.
One of these times I'll make it down there, Bruce.
Nothing like having Bracken from Barker's Bees and Honey to help you. If there's hard work that's involved, Bracken is your man. He is awesome at it. Done.
You don't want me then.
Bracken's one of those wiry guys that's just, he just doesn't have a bit of fat on his body, and he just goes. He's like one of those guys that is he's strong as an ox. He's not 6'4", 240, but he is dadgum. He gets after it. He's one of those wiry guys. Like, you always want to have someone like Bracken on your team. Whatever kind of team you're on, you want to have somebody like Bracken, because they just the motor never stops. Even when he was hot and humid.
You're making me blush.
He just kept going and going. So, anyway,
Thanks,
but he's
Bruce.
a lot younger than I am too. So, anyway, he doesn't. Yeah, see, Glade's a witness to it. Glade's been there with me. And Glade, I tell you what, Glade can hold his own too, though.
Yeah, for an old man, he does pretty good.
You missed out on it this year, man, with that rain, man. Oh my gosh, it was an adventure that I really didn't want to have, but looking back on it, it was kind of fun. But man, we were dodging lightning, we were dodging rain, we were dodging storms, and just wet and hot. And when it wasn't raining, it was humid, and oh man, even when it wasn't raining, it was cloudy but dripping with sweat. And but it was something. It was an adventure, but we got it done. And Glade and Carlos were both troopers, and then the other folks that helped us out, we had some other folks helping us too. Everybody was just a really good support about that. I don't know what I would have done if people wouldn't have been willing to help me, even in the rain. So beekeepers, we're all a little bit crazy, and it works out. All right, fellas, I'm gonna hop off here. Good talking to you guys. We'll see you
Bruce,
later.
I'll see you, buddy.
All right, bye. Oh, hey, before I go though, I do have to tell you about something I'm doing tomorrow night. I don't think you guys have heard about this, but there's a new movie coming out called the Rivals of Amziah King. Have you guys heard about this? It's a movie starring Matthew McConaughey. Oh, yeah. Filmed right here in Alabama, and Tyler Walker and Adam Hickman. Yappy was involved, and there was, I think one of the guys that helps Adam with his bees, I think another beekeeper that, and then there's another fellow in the state I'm not real familiar with. But there were 5, they call them bee wranglers, that help with that movie as far as managing the bees and the bee equipment. And so they were all obviously invited. They're going to do a premiere in Nashville tomorrow night. Well, one of them couldn't make it. And so Adam gave me a text and asked if I wanted to come up and go to that premiere up there. So I think Matthew McConaughey is going to be there. It's going to be kind of fun. So,
oh, wow.
I don't know why he asked if I would go, but my wife and I are planning on going up to that. So it'll be kind of fun tomorrow night to go up and see what that's all about, see what it's like. Be kind of fun. But anyway, awesome. But I'm looking forward to watching the movie. And so I'd encourage everyone on here, if you want to do it, go check out that movie. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. It's called The Rivals of Amziah King, and Amziah King is a beekeeper. So I can only imagine where that's going, but I don't really know anything about the plot or anything, but it is supposed to be a pretty good movie. And I don't think Matthew McConaughey does anything that's low budget or not going to be a good movie. So
yeah, they're usually
probably worth a watch. Anyway. All right, fellas. Have a good one. Good to see you.
See you.
Y'all take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
See, he's the superstar. Last year, he's flying out to Utah, running like flags out at college football games.
Yeah.
And, this year he's
hanging out with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. Going to movie premieres in Nashville. And
not a big deal.
It's just another day in the life of Bruce Jenny. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah, just so
Nice.
nonchalant. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey will probably be there. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah. Next thing you know, it's going to be The Rivals, part two, and he'll have a part in it or something,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
hanging out with some other big actor.
Uh, I don't know. Oh, well. That'll be fun, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't watched. I know there's a movie coming about bees, and I've seen Matthew McConaughey, but I haven't watched the trailer or anything. I gotta go check that out. I have no idea what
I,
it's remotely going to be about.
I've been waiting for that thing to come out. I mean, it's probably been 3 years.
Oh,
When
really?
they were filming it, oh, yeah, they filmed it back in like 2023 or something.
Oh,
When they were
wow.
filming it, Yappy sent me a picture, and I was like, I think it was the picture that they put online, and it was like Matthew McConaughey standing there, and Adam was there, and a couple of those guys, and Yappy was like down at Matthew McConaughey's pant leg, and I get a text from Yappy, and I open it up, and I was just like, I did the old double take, and I'm like, what are you doing with Matthew McConaughey? You know, he's like, we're helping out with the movie, and I was like, what are you doing with,
Yeah. Wait, wait.
like how did that take place? But yeah, it's been a little while though. I mean,
Huh,
I think it has been like 3 years from when they filmed it.
interesting.
Yeah, so pretty cool though. I mean, I gotta go. I'll go to the movies and watch it. So
Yeah, I'll go
yeah,
check it out too.
yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah,
Granado, what is it? Granado. I'm just preparing. I have not started to harvest yet.
what's? Oh yeah, here's the picture.
Matthew McConaughey.
Bruce has it on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's Tyler. I recognize Tyler. Uh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
pretty wild. Yeah. One day I'll be like those guys, and
No,
so
we never will.
yeah.
No, we can't have
Another,
we
I
can't
would
handle the
say
fame life.
probably another month or so. We're probably going to have to go through like a booking agent to get Bruce on here. So
Yeah, after tomorrow, yeah, probably.
yeah, he'll be like Joe Rogan setting up,
Yeah,
the
call my
Bruce's
secretary.
bees. Yeah,
Hello, this is Bruce's secretary.
the Bruce's bees experience. Oh man. Oh well.
That's funny.
Now I tell you, I get you as far as like time. I When I first started, I did so much stuff wrong it was ridiculous, but that's all of us. You know, I would go through every colony, want to look at every queen. Brack
Yeah,
and I even had names for them all. I'm like, that's so and so, and that's so and so, and and oh yeah,
well,
had no
but that's
clue.
okay. Like that's
Right?
if people to do that, that's great. Just
Yeah,
not. It depends on what you want to do.
yeah. I like I had no clue as far as time management though, because I had three different size boxes in my yard.
Mm,
I had some 7 frame, I had 8 frame, and I had 10 frame. And then I had a horizontal hive. I had a poly hive. I had like three different style feeders mixed throughout all of the different types. So every time I'd go over and I'd get ready to do an inspection, like if it got time to feed, I'd have to look out and say, okay, well, I need to grab the poly feeder because I got that poly one out there. Then I'd look and I'd be like, okay, I got to get these. I'd have to take a darn notebook with me just to write down like how many of what type of feeders or whatever. And it was like that. I mean, even like adding boxes, I'd say, okay, I need like 2 7 framers. I need some eights. It was just ridiculous. And I got to the point where right now everything is 10 frame.
yeah.
They're all 10 frame. They're all in single deeps. Um, The medium that's above the deep, I never harvest. That's just so that I can kind of play. There's some time of the year where the queen is in one box, other times of the year she'll be in both, the deep and medium. But efficiency wise, like the other day, I've gone from years ago where it would take me half hour, 45 minutes just to write down the equipment that I needed for like 8 colonies to now I go over there and I'm done. Like the other day, I was done in like a half hour. It's just you learn where
Yep.
to shave off time. I
Yep.
I've told so many people about just my big thing that I started a couple years ago was standardizing everything in my
Oh
yard.
yeah. Huge difference.
Uh-huh.
Same here. That's when
Yeah.
I first started, I was buying everything from anybody. I had some shallows, I had some telescoping lids, I had some lids with cleats, lids without cleats. I still do some of that stuff, but I
Yeah.
am trying to just make every hive the same.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I've done. And it's just it is so easy. It's like, when I go over and I got the treatments on. So afterwards, I'll do some mite washes, things like that, and I'll get things prepped for the fall when the flow's going to hit. If I have to add any boxes, they're all the same. I mean, I just go in the building and I grab it. I grab a super. You know,
Yeah.
it's just everything's the same. When it comes time after that, and I'm going to put buckets on the feed, every one of my lids, they're all from Greg. They all have the hole in the top of it. I just pop the plug and plop the bucket on.
Yep.
It's just like it's so darn easy anymore, you know?
Yeah, it makes a difference. Makes a
Oh,
difference.
yeah. There are still times, though. I mean, I just went out. So, me and my gadgets, I would have used it the other day when I was over there filming, but I went and got this little thing. I've seen them online. Have you seen this little thing? It's a freaking, let me turn it on. It's a, can you see it? It's a kid's microscope. And
Oh.
like, oh yeah, you like so I can hold it up above the frame and literally like
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I can kind of see it. Yeah.
I don't it's too
Reflecty.
yeah, it's too reflective. But like because I can't I hate wearing my glasses when I go over and do inspections. And if I'm just going over like the other day, I wanted to check 2 colonies just for the queens because I didn't know if they had mated queens. I didn't know what I would see. And I don't like wearing these just because when I start sweating, they're
Yeah.
falling off of my face and then they're hanging down in the veil. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
And I have gone over with my phone, but the phone is, yeah, I just hate holding that thing. This thing here, it fits right down in my jacket pocket, and I can pull it out and hold it like 6 inches above or whatever, and literally just. I tested
Huh.
it the other day, and I was skimming through just looking at some eggs, and I
Yeah.
even saw there were like 1 or 2 cells where there was 2 eggs. I'm like, oh, this is a new queen. She ain't quite got it all straightened out yet, you know.
Wow.
But it was so darn slick. $20. I'm like,
Yeah. Try it.
you know,
Work it
yeah.
won't.
For 20
Yeah.
bucks, I'm like, why not, But
That's
no,
cool.
I learned just keep it simple with things, man. Send the link. Let me look this thing up. It's on Amazon. I forget what the heck what's it called? It's a kid's microscope is what the darn thing is.
It's probably what it's called. I bet if you Google kids microscope, it'll come up.
Microscope for kids. Oh, well, now I got it on sale, but now they're 30 bucks. Let's see here. What's the
Does
darn
it does it
link?
work good in sunlight? Like
Oh
when
yeah.
it's yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
There you go, Carlos.
Copy. Here we go. There we go. Boom.
Oh,
Yeah.
microscope sales are gonna go up tonight.
I know. Yeah, the price is gonna be tomorrow the price is gonna go up to like 50 bucks. Yeah, but there's like a zoom and everything on it. I mean, and it's so small, in that little old turn dial on there. I mean, like I'm zoomed in on my keys on my keyboard right now.
And it's Oh,
It's 8 inches above the keyboard. So
cool.
yeah, and it'll do pictures, it'll take video. So I'm like, cool, you know?
That'd be cool to get a good picture over a cell and snap a picture of it and then go put it
Yeah,
back. I bet you could get some pretty
right.
good pictures out of it. You'll
Yeah,
have to try that. Post some.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of gadgets, how's the new camera? Are you referring to the GoPro? The GoPro camera?
Is that what you film with?
Yeah, yep, right
Do
here.
you like it?
This thing, I love it. This is their new one that they got. Um, I mean, I've only ever filmed with GoPros. Um, I started years ago. Just I had a GoPro just from going diving, and when we would go skiing, I'd put one on my helmet, you know. And when I very first started filming inspections, my brother, I think he mentioned it. He's like, "Can you film some stuff?" I said, "Yeah, sure." I wasn't going to buy no big old camera and get all this fancy stuff, and I had the GoPro, and it works great. I mean, for how small the thing is, that's the thing I like is how small these things are, you
Yeah.
know. But it works good though. This is the new one that they got, and it'll. I mean, I don't even know. Probably not even a lot of phones can do it, but it'll film in like 8K. I don't even think a lot of stuff goes to 8K anymore,
Hmm.
or not just yet. But it'll do the slow mo on that thing. It'll go 1080p. That's fine, and it'll go to 960 frames a second. So I did a little clip filming the bees. They were out doing some orientation flights, and you could it look. I almost felt like Fred Dunn because when I looked at the clip on my computer, you could see the bee's wings going like this, and I was like,
Flapping.
I'm like, oh yeah. I looked right at it, and I'm like, yeah, Fred don't have nothing on me no more.
Boom.
Yeah, yeah. It's like take this, Fred, with the GoPro.
Watch
You
out.
know? Yeah. So, but no, it works good. I mean, and then I went and got I sold my other GoPro I had and the other microphones that I had, the DJI mics. I got the new GoPro has their own mics now, and
Mm,
these darn things are so small. I mean,
really?
they are tiny. Um, they fit the bees like when I used the DJI mics, the bees would ping them like crazy. Like if I left them out on the pocket, the
Yeah.
bees annihilated them. The new GoPro ones, look at how tiny. I mean,
Oh,
like
wow.
that's my nail, and
Yeah.
I mean they're twice the size of my nail,
Yeah,
so
that's sweet.
they're
And it just
small.
syncs right up camera and good to go.
Yeah, yep. There's a receiver that goes right on top of the camera,
Mm.
but yeah, it works pretty good. You know,
Will that overheat?
no,
No,
nope,
you haven't had it overheat.
nope, no,
That's my biggest thing out here in the Utah desert when it's 95 plus, my phone's
yeah,
out for more than 5 minutes, it shuts down. I
really,
usually take a rag, get it wet and drape it over it,
yeah,
but
that
sometimes you
sucks.
don't have a rag or water,
Yeah,
so I
I mean,
don't do
like here, when I mean, and I only filmed a little bit and then I stopped just because people would have been like, you're a knucklehead because it was when it was 105 heat index and I was pulling supers
it. Ugh.
and I was like tripping in the yard, and I mean I was sweating so bad, and then I ended up, my brother had come down to help me out, and I had just gotten over dealing with that that cyclosporasis or cyclo whatever the heck, that the explosive diarrhea bug that people were catching. Yeah, I had it. I had just gotten over like 3 days of literally being glued to the porcelain and rested for 1 day and then was out in that 105 heat. So I was
Oh,
just done. I
done.
was done. My body was so like my literally both my legs were cramping. I even had like two of my fingers were cramped and they were like glued to my
Stuck.
palm and I was literally having to like bend them back and I was just like I'm going to end up in the hospital. So that first day I quit. I think I was like 2 hours and I told my brother I said, "Look, I got to stop. I'm going to end up killing myself here." And then the next day I was like overhydrated and stuff and it worked out good. But like in that heat, this newer, like some of the older GoPros, they would 10 minutes and they'd shut off. This new one, I haven't had it shut off once due to heat.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
that's my only complaint with my phone.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, they got little shades
Umbrella.
and stuff, but you know,
Carlos.
see,
He is a
that's
nerd.
just get a little umbrella.
Yeah, little margarita umbrella and
Get a
just
little
stick
margarita umbrella and you could get one of them, them little fans where you see the people that eat at McDonald's too much and they got the fan blowing the mist on them. You could have one of those. So, yeah, but I don't know. So you're planning on you want to go up to 500 and above?
Yeah, I do. I want to do it. I at this. I
Are
mean, go ahead.
you wanting to are you going to do mainly like pollination or are you going to also pull honey?
Um, I mean, obviously the honey will come with it, but I would really like to get to where that's. I asked that in some of the comments. I was just curious what this sounds. This might sound silly, but I'm finding that my least favorite thing about honeybees is the honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just just I mean that's a whole job itself,
It
extracting,
is.
cleaning, putting it in. It's you just took one hobby and turned it into two,
Right. Right.
and that's fine. I love selling the honey and I love, the money from the honey. I make pretty good money off of the honey, but keeping it in the stores inventoried, like it's just not. I want to get to where I can dump it in a 50-gallon barrel, 55-gallon
Mhm.
barrel, and say goodbye to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like touch it once and
Yeah.
be done. Maybe
Right.
keep some, keep a honey bottling tank in my shop full of honey, for the locals and my friends and family,
Right.
for that little stuff. But yeah, my
Yeah.
my ultimate goal is to just peddle the honey full on, just go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's I think everybody
yeah,
least favorite honey is painful. Yeah.
but it pays the bills. Yep.
Yeah. That's like from years ago to where I'm at now, I think when I broke 500 pounds one year and I was bottling all of my honey, I didn't have a bucket even that had a little honey gate on it. I literally bottled all 500 pounds of that honey, Bracken, with a ladle out of a bucket. I had a
I'd have
funnel.
quit that year.
I had a funnel and I would hold it above the bottle and I was with a ladle. Yeah. So I did 500 pounds like that.
Yeah, nope.
And that's when I started doing markets. And when I got the cash, I was like, that's when I saw the speed fill. And I was like, this is the most glorious thing on the face of the earth, and I got that thing. And now it's like, I mean, like the other day I needed I needed to do a bucket. And well, I've got a 19-gallon bottling tank and I just fill a bucket out of it. It's in the basement. I could take the machine down there and bottle in the basement, but I hate doing stuff down in our basement. It's made for midgets. I think my wife is 5'1", 5'2" in there, and she walks perfect down there. Like when I walk, I'm the hunchback of Notre Dame, so I hate being in our basement. So I'll fill a bucket, take it up to the kitchen, and I'll set my speed filling that up there. I can run through a bucket in, I mean, 20 some minutes. So it's like, and some people, like I just did a short, and some people are saying, no, I can bottle just as fast with the honey gate. And I'm like, well, yeah, try that with 2 ounce bears.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
the thing really excels is when you're doing 2 ounce bears and stuff.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, I've done some of those, and I have the honey drip gate thing, and it's a that even that drip gate that's nice.
Yep.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So that thing, that really helped. But like, I mean, through the years, you figure I've got that thing, I've got the bottling tank. Um, in the whole, I mean, like the whole operation, I've got the hop spiders now. I've got the uncapping tank. I've got the 20 frame Maxent. I've upgraded everything that I have, and now it's smooth.
Yeah.
However many thousands of dollars later, now it's smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
that's my
that's just the deal with honey. If you
yep.
eliminate honey and you go the bee route, what do you have to do? You know,
What do I have to do? Or what? Yeah, what do you?
with bees.
Yeah,
Other than
you.
the only one thing with bees is then this happens because if you start selling bees, then you're going to get phone calls from customers.
Yeah.
With honey,
Yep. You
the
don't.
only time they call you is if they say, "Do you have any more?" Sure. Do you want to pick some up? Sure. I'll be here at this time. Okay, see you then. You
Yeah.
don't have to go and do inspections and, you know,
Right.
but
Right. The custom. Yeah. If you could do it, you could do it. Where I mean, selling nukes and queens and stuff would be fun, but
yeah, her bee removal calls. I don't
yeah,
do
no,
that.
me neither. I'll
Yeah.
catch a swarm. My first question this year was, how high is the swarm? If it's over 6 feet and I have to take a ladder, I don't want it.
Yep. Yep.
If I can walk up and put it in a box, I'll take it.
Yep. I did was it 2 this year? No, 1 this year. It was hanging on a mailbox.
Oh yeah, nice. That's what I like.
Yep. And last year I did 2. There was one that was hanging on a log. It was on a wood pile, and I took my 7 frame Apame. I literally lifted the log up real careful and it was drizzling a little bit, so it made it even better because nothing was flying. I literally went boom and put the lid on, and it was probably one of mine because my mom's neighbor had messaged her and said there's a swarm of bees on your wood pile. So she called me up. I said, I'll drive over. I'll get it. And I literally walked down. I looked at it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be cake. And I think I was like 5 minutes between walking the equipment down and doing that. And then I walked back up to my mom's. I said, all right. I said, well, I'll just leave it there, overnight. And then I'll move it out here just to reorient it. And then I'll move it back. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, they're in the box already. And she's like, you've only been
What?
here like 5 minutes. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you know,
I'm the bee whisperer.
right. But the only other one I did where I had to climb a ladder was it was at the news station. And I'm like, well, I'll get a interview out of it and get some Castle Hives airtime, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and that was actually fun though because it was a rural docile colony. Walked up to the darn thing, and I had sweats and stuff. I had my jacket and that I could put on, and I got on the ladder. They were like 9 feet up on this shrub, and I just touched it just to kind of see their behavior. And they started walking down my arm and stuff. And I'm just sitting there looking at them. I'm like, oh, this is cake, you know? And the reporter was just standing there and she was like, yeah, she was just looking like this is wild, you know? And I just, when I shook them, some of them flew up and they went on my face. And I was standing on the ladder just holding this like big shrub and they're walking over my eyes and stuff. And, and the news dude, the anchor, when they did the story, he was laughing because he was like, there was, I forget what they exactly said, but he said he was in shorts and a t-shirt and had nothing else on. And he was just laughing, and they showed
That's
it with
awesome.
bees walking on my face and that. And I'm like, when they're chill like that, bring
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
But yeah, I hate messing with that stuff. And my neighbor across the street, she's had a colony living in her porch for 3 or 4 years and has wanted me to take it out because she called an exterminator and they won't spray it just because it's honeybees. And she's wanted me to get it and I've always left it alone. And I may next year set up a trap out just early in the season, just set a box up and set up a trap out because this thing, Bracken, you'll look over, it's in a column, is why I don't want to mess with it because it's in a support column. And I'm like, I've told her, I'm like, if you get a company to come out and do that, you're going to spend some cash because they're going to probably have to support your porch. And that's just, there's liability there. So I may set up a trap out. There's 3 entrances to it. And the main one, like in the heat of the summer, I looked over the one time and oh my gosh, there had to have been easy 10, 15,000 bees bearding out front of this
There
thing.
it is. Oh man.
And I was just sitting, like I can see them when I'm in my yard. I'll just look over and I'm just like, man, I've walked over and put my hand on the cluster and they do nothing. They're not
Wow.
defensive at all. Yeah. So I may
Huh.
next year like throw a trap out
See what you
and
can
just
do.
get it early before it builds up a lot.
Yeah,
And
poke
then
some
seal
over.
up. Yeah, I could just seal up the holes then and you know. But I mean if the thing's been there for years, it hasn't been treated.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Pretty good.
and I know it's the same colony because I'll watch it like on warm days, like in the winter, I'll see flights where they're going on their cleansing flights. So I know it's the same colony.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
hate dealing with that stuff though. I just want to deal with my own yard and
Yeah.
call it a day at that.
When I first started, yeah, I was pretty gung ho to swarm, sweet. But now I'm kind of like, yeah, if I have to work to get it, I'm not gonna go get it. I got plenty of work to do. And, yeah,
Yeah. Just wait till you have 500.
yeah, I know. It'll be nice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's some
in
work though.
in time.
Are you planning on I mean, like if you're going up to that level, you're going to have uh I mean, I guess this kind of goes with the Stepler conversations, but you're going to have to set up like a honey building and stuff.
Yeah, and I've got one. I've got one set up.
Do you,
Maybe
what
maybe I oughta send you a couple links to some of those videos. But yeah, we just built one this last year. It's not huge, but it's
yeah.
so when I first when it here's this when I first started, I had 4 colonies and I bought my extracting equipment before I bought my bees, basically.
Oh,
I bought
okay.
my bees and then shortly after I bought but it was, I bought a 60 frame Dadant extractor and
Holy.
a Cowan uncapper, chain automatic uncapper, drops, got the knives, oscillating knives.
Oh my god.
I got a wax separator. I got 2 clarifying tanks. I got a honey pump. Like, I have all that stuff. And I got it for I'm not even gonna say on here, but
Cheap.
I got it for cheap. Dirt cheap.
That's good.
Like I was gonna buy a $3,000 Maxant like 36 frame or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
that era, the one. And needless to say, I paid less than what that cost for what I got.
That's
and
good.
and so that way I got kind of blessed and lucky. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I was like, even my dad, when I brought home that 60 frame extractor, he was like, "What in the hell are you doing?" and I
Yeah.
was just like, "I don't know, I'm buying a honey extractor."
Get a grow tent. That's a good idea there.
10 by 10 grow tent. Oh yeah.
Control the temps and that's a good idea there.
But anyways, I was using my grandma's garage for a little while, and I cleaned it out, extracted in there, but then we decided I had got that, a little more, so we added onto a lean-to shed and just came off the side of it and turned it,
Mm-hmm.
half of it's my honey extraction, and then the other half my dad
Wow.
uses. But during the harvest time, my dad will move his, will move his stuff out, and then the
Yeah.
whole thing will be honey harvest.
Yeah.
But and I plan
60
on having,
frame.
it's a 60 frame date amp honey extractor. And the
Holy.
cow and uncapper, like I said, with these two clarifying tanks and this honey pump that I got this year, I think it's going to be a game changer. I think I took it from like a 4-man operation to probably a 2-man, if that.
Yeah.
As long as we're efficient. But I have a pallet jack, I got a tractor, I got a skid steer with forks and stuff. So this year, again, I say this, but I do work hard, but I also like to let the tractors work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
If I can, I want to lift my honey boxes one time. That's it. I'm gonna take it off of
Yeah.
the hive and set it on the pallet, and that's it. It's gonna be put on the
You,
truck with
you got to
skid
go
steer.
and you got to get what the heck is that thing that Ian has?
Easy loader.
There you go.
Yeah, I've looked into it. Maybe down the road. It's in my sights, but
Right. Well,
yeah.
I mean, if you get a couple years, boost your colony numbers and get a couple years and save up the cash. I mean,
Oh, it'd be no
the amount of
brainer.
time, like I look at things anymore, I look at it and I'm like, all right, what's this going to cost me? But also, how much time is it going to save me?
Yep.
And if you think of X number of years that you're going to be doing it and the amount of time every year it saves you,
Yep.
I mean, you can't put a value on that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty I have big dreams. I'm gonna find my ceiling, and then I'm gonna push it.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom, I think they are
Yeah, so
30K.
they have a few different styles. The one I looked at, I think it was like 50. I want to say it was like 50K. They have smaller ones. They have, ones that'll do smaller and not reach as far. They have some that you can put on like a little trailer or a truck, not like Ian's big truck. But I'm kind of also that guy that, like, if I'm gonna spend money on an easy loader, like, it's gonna be on a truck that's gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna buy an easy loader and put it on a 10-foot flatbed trailer. Like,
Yeah.
not gonna buy a Ferrari and then drive it. No, I'm American.
Yeah.
I'm from
He's
northern Utah.
he's 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 American.
America. Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah. I mean, that's
yeah,
down the road. I mean, I guess you shoot for the stars with that kind of stuff, but it helps out when you can get it, you know?
yeah. And
So,
like I said, the farm's blessed me with, we have tractors, we have equipment that,
yeah.
that part, which is huge for me because somebody starting as a beekeeper, they have to invest in that, and I'm using stuff that's already, paid for, bought and paid for.
Right.
So that's a huge advantage. And that's why I have a full-time job. I work as a lineman, and I have talked to many commercial beekeepers that say the number of colonies that one guy can run that has a full-time job. I've heard between 500 and 700 colonies. That's the Once you start getting to that point, you either quit your job and you're full-time or you stay at that number and that's where you sit. Because you're not going to do more without quitting your job. And
Yeah.
and my goal, my long-term goal here is I would love to hire somebody to I'd love to have employees. I'll stay working at the city and keeping the lights on at the city. It's a good job. I have good insurance. I have good health
Hmm.
insurance. I have good benefits. I have a good
Right.
retirement. But I could pay somebody, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
20, $30 an hour to go put mic strips on or whatever.
Right.
So that's
So
my process.
in 25 years, 30 years from now, you'll be the one talking like Bob Benny. You'll be walking up there and you'll sit down and be like, "Well, Bruce, I can think back to when you were going to movie premieres."
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
have
I
your you'll have your crew and you see? Yep. Just hire on
yeah, that's
Glade.
yeah. Do I got job offers over there? Or people starting out $15 an hour? We'll start at that.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You could probably get, I mean, doesn't Ian ends up, doesn't he get like high school kids and stuff
Yep,
that
for his honey extracting. And I
he,
have a lady that helps me, and she's my mentor's granddaughter.
okay.
She's 20 something, I don't know, 19, 20.
Hmm.
But I've been paying her to help, but she knows how to put on mite treatments. She knows how to add supers or
Hmm.
check for spacing. She knows how to do mite treatments, mite washes. And I'll tell you what, I was pretty hesitant about getting somebody to, why pay somebody to do what I can do?
Right.
And it wasn't until Ian, when I was talking to him one day, he had told me a good employee will make you money. And I never at first I was like, no, they cost you money, right? Like you're paying an employee. I now see what he's talking about because I have sent her on tasks, that take 2-3 hours that allow me to be that 2-3 hours somewhere else.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's not that I'm above those tasks, but I can focus more on raising some queens or requeening
Right.
while she's moving oxalic acid vaporizers around. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Yeah.
So that's the plan.
Yeah.
There was a comment about me being American and Canadian. I wanted to read it. Where was it?
Oh yeah, it was
He must not watch my channel and see the stuff that I make.
yeah.
I've made some pretty Western stuff, pretty ghetto farm stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could probably make my own. In fact, I have considered it, but
I
something
mean,
like that.
if you've got the electrical background, you probably could.
Yeah, with a winch. I was going to put the winch on the end of a. Yeah, thought about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, you probably could easily. It'd just be that probably the control unit and all that stuff is where
Yeah,
you just have to get that stuff figured out. But
yeah. Shouldn't
yeah,
I mean, even if you got a winch and just had an up and a down, I mean that's really all it pretty much is. But
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll just use the skid steer for now. So
yeah. How many supers do you have out now?
like 40 maybe, not very
Wow.
many. Yep, they've been pretty slow this year.
Wow.
I expect it to be a Last year I harvested 2,500 pounds of honey. This year I'm hoping I'll break. I hope I'll break 1,000 pounds.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been so dry and and like the wind. I think.
Mhm.
I mean, we get hot. We get hot here in Utah, but there was a couple weeks ago. It was 108, 105 degrees 4 or 5 days
Jeez.
in a row, and the wind just sits and blows. Just
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Nothing is
yeah,
wet out there. There's no nectar in the plants because
right.
it's all dried up. Like, yeah,
Here,
it's
and I mean, like I've got just under 650 pounds, and it was what, 7 or 8 colonies that I got that from.
it's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you two, you got what? Three different blooms. I mean, I put my
yeah,
supers on in the spring and I leave them
yeah.
all till September. I don't touch them. The one year I had to, we had a really wet year and there was a bunch of alfalfa that bloomed and the boxes started to get plugged out pretty good. So
Oh,
I had to go add. I had to pull the honey and then put the boxes back.
yeah.
But that
You
was
were
the only
doing
time.
like Keith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I know. I this year, like when when I was doing that Demaray, it was each one of those colonies that when I went over and was checking some things, I thought, and this was like the first week of June, so it was very early. I was lifting up some boxes just to check some things, and I mean they had like some serious weight, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" So like the first week of June, I pulled off 100 and some pounds just from a couple colonies, and I was like, "Yeah, this is like when I told like people in the bee club, I'm like, I just pulled off like I think it was almost 3 buckets the first week of June, and they were like, "What?"
six
And
weeks.
I said, I had to, or I said they would literally end up honey bound, and then I'd end up with those problems. And they just packed it on. I mean, as soon as I took it off, they were packing on more. And then after I did my big extraction, I ended up when I was going over just to get prepped and ready for the Apogard. Well, I was going to be requeening and then going into my treatments. I had to pull honey then, and I was like, "All right, stop." It's like just quit because I don't want to clean stuff again. You know, I had already done that. Had already cleaned out my extractor, cleaned out the uncapping tank, had everything all cleaned out, and then I was like, "Son of a." But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Once I extract, I'm done. If I pull any more honey, it stays out and the bees rob it
yeah,
and eat it.
yeah. There we go. Well, Glade got it set up here. All you'll have to do is figure out the IRS mileage and
Oh yeah.
3 hours. There we go.
Yeah. I could just put him up for the week or for a couple days. He
That's
could
it.
just stay right. He could just stay
Yep,
right there. Glade.
yep,
There's a shower
yep.
over here.
Get like a. I mean, they got like what, those 2 room tents and stuff like that. You could throw a
Yeah.
tent out there, little outhouse back there.
Yeah. He could just use the window. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yep. $15 an hour, and you'll pay mileage.
Well, we'll see about the mileage, but I'll make sure you have Diet Coke if you drink Diet Coke.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. See, yeah. I just made a new little this year. So last year I was building some numbers. I wanted to get into the teens. Just with the amount of honey that I need to go to the markets, keep the people happy, in the teens is good. And the amount of honey I have now, I'll probably be good for the rest of my markets, and I'll sell out, and that's good. 600 and some pounds, I sell it for $14 a pound. That's good. My queens this year, where I wanted to like hone in and just get all the genetics straight, I had this darn company the other day. This is the actual little gizmo right here. It's a little label printer. It's called a Nimbot.
Nimbot.
Okay. I made these, and they're outdoors.
Oh, QR tags.
It has a little QR tag, and when I scan it, it goes to a form that I created, and it has on there, like, I think I have it, so it says, let me scan the darn thing.
You are such a nerd.
I am. I accept that. I accept,
It's
but
I mean it as a compliment.
but I'll tell you what though, they emailed me and were like, "Would you be interested?" Yes, it's a label printer, but they're outdoors. They're good for the outdoors, and you can create your own forms. So I made a form on here, like it's Castle Hives, and it
Yeah.
has like hive number. Then I have queen source, whether it's Golden West, Nature's Image Farm, or Open Mated. Replace. Then I've got like date verified, then behavior, calm, active, defensive, unacceptable, replace. Brood pattern, I've got four different, things there. Next action, like inspect, add space, feed, treat, harvest, action, date, and then configuration, like deep, medium, supers. That's going to be my hive record right now.
Yeah, that's
And
sweet.
I can go into the app and literally check each document that I submit.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So I'm like, I will literally, like, I know, like, I mean, I did the dials with Jason. I am too lazy to make sure that the dials are adjusted right.
Well, yeah.
I'm too I've bought like a little pad and I was going to write stuff down. I'm too lazy to do that. This, I'm a tech geek.
Yeah.
I
Somebody
can
just said that.
I
High
can put
tech
this darn
geek.
thing on my hive and I'm going to put it on the back. That way when I'm standing on the back and I get my ratchet strap set, I can literally scan that thing, go to this form and just go boop, 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 hit a
Done,
couple
done, done.
things, submit.
Boom.
And then I'll know every colony where every queen has come from, the date she was installed, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy.
That's going to be my next like efficiency thing here. That way I'll keep my my records as far as queens cuz I this year what I had to go through with the darn behavior.
Not again.
I mean, and there were some like Greg come up to help me go through and rip through the colonies and pinch queens before I um when I was getting the new ones. And he would ask me, "Where's this one from?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. Like, I have no clue, you know?"
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into that anymore. I just, I can pull up a little report on my phone and be like, okay, I've got, you know,
Yep.
X, these colonies have slabs of brood in them, behaviors acceptable, blah, 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 good. So
Right. Yeah, no,
look at
that'd be sweet.
Tom is crazy.
He is a smooth operator.
He's the one that's the smooth. He's silky. That's what he is. He's just smooth all over, you know. Here we go. You guys can chat
Pow!
now.
Man,
How-
you're quick. I barely had a chance to mute you two. Hey, thanks for bringing me up, Brian.
Oh yeah, it's no problem. Yeah. Norman, where are you at now again? I used to know, but I don't know.
Well, I'm kind of, a little bit new to coming onto the internet and all that, and thanks for bringing me up. And it's nice to talk to the younger side of the bee community. I'm on Vancouver Island in Canada.
That's right.
There you go.
The reason why I knew that is because you said that one time, and I'm fixated at night when I'm trying to find something to watch when I'm going to be falling asleep. I throw on Alone and different shows like that, and they're always up on Vancouver Island and that.
Yeah, well, yeah, we got a lot of bush up here, so
Yeah.
it's very accessible.
Yep.
And then there's a cost to actually getting on the island. Like you got to pay for the ferry fare. So it's like, it keeps people off.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like, $150 to pass this point kind of thing. It's not that bad. It's like, you can walk on for like probably $20. And with your car, it's probably $100 or something like that.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah. Uh-oh. Justin has been a member for 12 months. Look at that.
Dang.
I'm telling you.
I didn't even know we were a club.
See? That's it. I'm going to have to send out a member's jacket. I go to like an 80s store and get one of those old members jackets.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like
See?
those.
Members club.
That's it.
Leather. It's got to be leather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, all the emo and goth girls when I was a kid, they had the black jackets that were orange on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just saw this darn. I was watching the news the other day, and they were talking about this house, and I don't even know whoever the construction company was that did this. I mean, it had to have been a special request. They built, there's like 2 or 3 chimneys on this house, and they called it the spiral chimney house because the chimneys were spiraled. Like they spun like 3 or 4 times. So weird. This family bought this house and they're going to redo it. And of course they were goth. And the one like teenage kid that was on the news talking, I don't even know how the kid could see because his hair was like straight down over his face, and literally you could barely see his mouth when he was talking on the news. And I was looking and I was like, how in the heck can that kid even see like the reporter?
Well, hey, I'll tell you,
But
the goth is still alive and well, and I can tell you
yeah.
firsthand. Today, I just started a relationship with a local winery. I've had my bees on their property for a while, and they're finally carrying it. They finally got around to, putting my honey on, on their shelves.
Mhm.
And the contact person is this beautiful little goth girl,
Huh.
which
There you go.
it's like, sure, okay.
Yeah.
So
My niece.
not only are they still around, they're running stuff.
Yeah. My one niece, she dresses like that. So, and she used to complain to her father. She'd complain to my brother because people would look at her and he was like, Isabella, you dress like a witch and you have lightning bolts on the side of your face. When you're going to like a store, you go to a mall and like you're dressed like somebody would think during Halloween and you're doing it every day of the year, you're probably going to get looked at. And she's like, well, I'm sick of it. And he's like, well, then don't dress that way.
Well, then come with me to Costco. We'll sort that right out.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, there's still a handful that I see around here. Not many, but that kid the other day, I thought,
I think it's coming back. I think it's a
yeah.
thing.
I
Now-
bet Tom
now-
went through a goth phase.
Mm-hmm.
Tom probably did.
I could see it.
That's probably how he got Melissa.
I could see it. I could see Tom goth phase for sure.
He was
Yep.
moody.
Bad.
He was moody and solid.
It was preppy. Yeah. The only thing that when I saw the kid on the news the other day, though, I gave him props, though, because he was a young kid. He was a teenage kid. I think he was like 17 or something. He had a Tool t-shirt on, though. If
Oh,
you know the
wow.
band Tool.
Oh, yeah.
Tool,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I've been to several of their concerts. I in fact, I got autographed posters over here. They're not in view, just they're not appropriate posters. You know Tool.
Oh, yeah. I've been to Tool.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the kid had a Tool shirt on and I looked and I was like, all right, I give you props there, kid. So
I had a really good run of concerts when I'm going to say I was probably in grade 10 or 11. I went to, and all these tickets were given to me because I was kind of loosely involved in like the music scene like in and around high school. Like I wasn't a musician. I was more of a like organizer, promoter kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to see Nirvana. I got to
Oh,
see
wow.
Tool. And what the heck? Rob Zombie.
Oh, wow.
Yep, all three of them in a
Wow.
row. So that was pretty nice.
Yeah. I've got one poster that's not even framed that's sitting up there. I wonder. Here, hang on one second.
And also in the same run of tickets was Weezer, and you know, just they don't fit. So I don't really. It's just not the same.
Not the same. How long you been beekeeping?
Me, I'm pretty young to it, but I've been, pretty obsessed by it. So I'd say, like this is probably my fourth summer now.
Oh, nice.
And my first 2 years, I never kept a bee alive over the wintertime. Oh, look at you.
And this one is, let's see. There's a signature there.
Oh my.
I got a couple that are, they're signed.
Dang.
So I went through a phase and I was buying every time I'd go to a Tool concert or their other band that Maynard does, I would buy a poster and have it signed.
Yeah, that other thing he does is really interesting.
With Karina.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good. I've seen them. I've actually seen them more than I've seen Tool. But yeah, they're good. And I like them because they play they're smaller venues. They'll play, I mean, sometimes I've seen them where there's 1,000 people, but my wife and I went the last time I saw them, they were playing at a bar. It was in Pittsburgh. And it was standing room only. And I saw the address for where it was, and I was like, I'm Googling it, and I'm like, hang on, this don't make sense. I got the tickets, and then like I'm going online again, checking, and I'm like, it's at a bar? So I'm like, all right, whatever. And like they had a dance area where everybody, was down crowded, of course. And I was like, to heck with that. And my wife and I, we sat at the bar and we were still only like 30 feet from the stage. So I'm like, yeah, it was probably the coolest, like one of his concerts that I ever saw. I mean, it's like sitting in a bar watching, Maynard.
That's the interesting thing about like popularity and all that. Like, have you ever seen those things? Like, just to make it real basic, like there's like world-class violinists that later on that night they have like a massive show at some place.
Yeah, I knew it.
What a handsome lad!
I knew it.
Look at that. Man. That is how they met.
I knew it. There was no doubt in my mind.
It almost looks like Lost Boys.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, he was a sensitive lad. Just teasing. Just teasing. Oh.
Dang. Yeah, Tommy,
I wish I could screen capture. Like, hey, wait, you're gonna put this online? I can grab this later.
Here. Oh no, here you can screen grab it. I'll put that back.
No,
up
it's
there.
fine. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh,
It'll take me half an hour, and I'll have to.
There it is again.
There
it is.
Huh.
Look at that.
Look at him. Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, he kind of looks like Keith Sutherland there a little bit. He's got that kind of look.
Looks good.
Yeah, Lost Boys.
Yeah.
That's good, Lost. That's Lost Tom.
He's only human, and he wants you to know you.
Oh my God!
Like anybody else does.
That's kind of like the picture when Michael was up here. 21st Bees was up at the one little expo deal conference in Ohio here. There's Amish everywhere. And I took a picture. It was Greg, Michael, and myself. And I went into, I use Grok. I don't use Chat GPT. I went into Grok and I said, make us look Amish. Oh my God.
I like Tom's
They
comment
made
there.
you gothic Amish.
I was dying.
It's endless what you can do.
See?
There you go, Tom. You're a hero.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Norma, how many colonies do you have?
Well, first you're going to have to define what a colony is.
How many?
Does a box with dead bees count as a colony?
No. Like, is a box a colony? Because
Well,
I got apartment buildings happening right now.
that is true. Yeah.
Right now, I probably have just under 100 like
Oh, okay.
queens and potential laying queens going
Yeah.
on. But I'm on a huge growth phase. So like basically this winter I had 23 just to back up. Okay, my first 2 years couldn't make bees live through the wintertime. Like the first year, they made it to maybe February, and one starved out and the other one started coming to disease or something like that. Second time they made it through, but they didn't make it all the way through, and they're like up where I'm at, it's like it's a really long winter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like where you guys are out, it's like, yeah, they would have lived. But where I'm at, it's like, no, there's still another month.
Yeah.
And then they're still alive through that month, but then they're like this little death ball of bee. Like the queen's alive, she's trying to lay, and there's just like this little soft ball of bees, and they never make it, right? So I was dealing with that the second year and the third, but last year I got 23 hives through, and I started with 23 hives. So last year I was the greatest beekeeper who ever lived, like 100% success ratio. I was very pleased with myself. And just yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've just basically expanded from there. So I basically I want to get up to about like 200 hives or something like that. My goal this year was like 120, and I'm at like just under 100 right now. I think I'm done with my splits. But yeah, it's like I make my own frames, I make my own boxes, so it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But when I'm done, like you see these things over here, right? Like that's like they're insulated boxes with like cedar lined inside. Like they're pretty luxurious.
Okay.
Like that's a normal hive, and that's what I make.
Yeah.
And that's one on the far side. So it's like it's another 2 inches of insulation on it, and then like the roof on top of it. So
you're doing like ETN does.
ETM, I don't.
ETN Tardif. He where is he at in Canada? Oh my gosh, I wish I knew where he was at in Canada. He's way up there though too. Like he's a sciencey guy. Like he's got the gadgets and all that runs like the numbers, the temperatures and weights and all that stuff, and he's very sciencey. But yeah, he's spoken at the expo in January. He does that. His setups are similar, like they're thick like that.
Glade says
Well,
the
I have another thing for mine. Like we don't get super cold like a lot of Canada does. Like basically we end up at like 4 degrees and 100% humidity for the entire winter. It's just like, and like there's just everything's wet the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 degrees Celsius or under. So like that's, water freezes at 0, right? So it's like just above freezing. So what I end up doing with these is like these are double open. Like the new trick I did that actually saved all my bees was all my bottom boards open on both sides.
Huh.
So instead of having a back to it, I in the wintertime, I leave the front open. So I got a 3/8 inch open area in the front, and I got
Mm-hmm.
a 3/8 inch open area in the back. And the rest of that thing is an igloo. And
Huh.
it's not really windy where I'm at. So it's not like they have like cross breezes going on. So like they can control their temperature, and if they want to push air around, they can
Mm-hmm.
push air down, and I can get out. And I experimented. Like there was a couple I was, had the backs closed over the wintertime, and it was such a swampy mess in there. Like it was
Hmm.
just foul what was going on in the bottom of the hive. So it's like it started off as an scientific experiment where you're like, okay, these ones will have a back to it, and these ones I won't. And it's like halfway through, it's like, yeah, I see the result, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm not doing science anymore. I'm just I'm being a farmer.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, that's what seems to work for me right now. It's like airflow, but at the same time, you want to control that air envelope above it. So
Right. Right. I've learned that too. I like here. I used to wrap my colonies, and everybody when I first started, they're like, "Oh, you got to have like a double deep, and it's both boxes have to be packed, edge to edge with honey, and you got to have." Like people were saying 110 120 pounds of weight on them and all this stuff, and I'm like, holy, and I mean, I've overwintered a 7 frame colony here. It's just, those strong colonies, they handle it, you know. But it's like that uh heat dome, like what you're talking about. The insulated inners, that's what I've more leaned towards in the last few years here, is just to make sure that it holds that heat up top there. And I've had more success just doing that than anything else.
yeah, it's like if your top is insulated, you can almost
Mhm.
have like a screen on the bottom, and it's like they'll just keep their heat. Like unless you're in a windy
Yeah.
area, then that would
Right.
be different. But
Yeah.
if it's not windy, if like you have a really still area, odds are it'll do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, that's where I'm at right now with my scientific experiments.
That's what I do right there. Top insulation and no
No
upper
uppers.
entrance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta roll out.
Bracken, you take care, buddy. Good talking to
Okay.
you.
Norman,
Yep.
nice to meet you. I'm Bracken,
Nice
by
to
the way.
meet you too, Bracken.
I just went and
Yeah.
found your channel. I'll check it out. I want to see some of your stuff.
I'm not very good at videos yet,
Eh,
but
me either.
I will promise I will try and do better.
Go look at mine. We'll compare.
Okay, I will definitely.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah,
Bracken,
you're
I'll
much
see you,
better
buddy.
than me.
Good chatting with y'all.
I'll see you.
See it? Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
I've made
not-
a video since the spring. Oh, I'm horrible.
I've been bad. I mean, this year I thought that I was going to do more, but the last probably month and a half, it's just life. You get busy doing stuff, and it's just like, I mean, when Greg come up here, he asked me. He said when he pulled in, he said, first, okay, all right, what do you want to do? And I was just pointing, okay, this row is this and that row is this, and then he was asking about this. And I said, we're not doing any of that. I said, we're just going to work the bees, So filming stuff.
I have the same problem. It's like over the last couple days, I had 14 virgin queens that I had to basically beg, borrow, and steal bees, and like manipulate everything to find homes for them all. And it's
Yeah.
like it would have been like, had I done it from a production point of view, and I'm not a production guy for videos, it would have been really interesting. But I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
It's like it was a long day.
Yeah. I've like you might not be doing as many, but the info has drastically improved. There you go. That's what I've been focusing on there. So I've been trying just to cover certain things. I mean, like filming, it's certain things when I go over there. It's like, I mean, if you're doing just a basic little beekeeping task, it's like, why film it? Why complicate? You're going to have this simple, basic task that you need to get done that could take you half an hour to rip through the yard and do. And then you're going to complicate it by adding all of this stuff. And then you're going to have to, and set aside from this, then you got to sit and edit it. That's going to take hours. I just, I don't want all that. There's certain times where I don't want it. It's like this year when I did my honey extraction. I didn't film any of it. I started and then I stopped because I'm like, who's going to watch this? How many
Well,
people have watched honey extraction?
I want to tell you though, like while you're doing all these other stories with all these other things, I really loved your through line of, you had that really angry hive.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's a horror, like nightmare for you, but for me, from my end, it's like just watching you, just deal with it, video after video.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing, like it's a nightmare for you, and it takes you
Yeah.
all this extra time, all this extra equipment, just
Yeah.
trying to, get through it. But you got the bits through it, and then finally you're like, okay, I'm, kind of on top of it. And like,
They're good now.
how many videos did that span where you're talking about those bees?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, that went what, month and a half or so, just for the whole entire thing. Um, but they're almost to the point now, believe it or not, where I can go over there. And I mean, like the other day when I was over there, I walked out and I mean, I was standing right next to him and I didn't get tagged by a single bee. None of them bumped me, nothing.
Isn't that
Uh,
amazing?
it's, well, to me, like I was talking to Greg about it and, I was expecting when I requeened them, I was expecting at least like a month to probably 6 weeks before everything kind of mellowed out. Just because I was thinking, all right, what eggs larvae that were already existing, that's going to have the same genetics as the queen. So I'm going to have to wait for those things to cycle through all of their roles inside, then become foragers and get angry and still attack me. So to be honest, I was thinking that I was going to have another month and a half of getting lit up. And within a week it was night and day. And like now, I mean, like they've been in there. I mean, I could go back in my phone, but I think they've been in there like a month now. Let me see, what was it? So July 13th. So it hasn't even been, it's been what, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's been 4 weeks. And I'm almost to the point where, like, years ago I used to work some of my colonies in shorts and a t-shirt and then I'd just put the veil on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
almost to that point again. Their behavior, it's like that. I mean, when I was putting the Apogard on the other day, I mean, I literally was just sitting there looking at it and they almost look like they were uh, pot bees, just hired in a kite doing their little thing, walking walking slow motion. I'm looking at them, I'm like, this is crazy. You pull up a frame and they're just, they're not real flighty running around. They're just doing their thing, walking around. And I'm just like, this is joy again, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You get back to that, like, and that's
Uh,
what I that was a big thing for me this year. I was lucky enough last year. I bought a couple of Golden West Queens,
oh,
and I got one particularly. I got one, like I got a golden ticket with this one
mhm.
particular bee, and she's still alive, and she's
That's
my
awesome.
$1 million queen.
Yeah.
And I have moved all my other bees out of this particular yard. This is my kind of, it's where I generate my queens, and
Hmm.
it's the home yard where I do all the the micromanaging.
Yeah.
Basically, this is the yard I ruin. And even still, like as I move the bees out to other yards, like I have 3 yards. My golf course yard used to be, real. It was a little aggressive, and like basically I started with New Zealand bees there, and then I've replaced all the queens, and now they're all pussycats. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and it's like I can wear a t-shirt, and like I always wear a veil because I don't want to get stung in the face because
Mm-hmm.
you can't go around with a black eye. It's like, what'd your
Right,
wife
right.
bring you? Don't ask me. Don't talk about my wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys have, since you're on an island up there, do you guys have like many feral colonies?
No, it's too cold.
So you can control pretty much everything then.
Yep. We get
Man.
there's a lot of swarms that happen, but that's because people they bring bees in. Like there's a lot of people who have bees, but bees can't really overwinter that well on their own unless it's an abandoned building or something like that.
Oh,
like
okay.
sure, yeah, there's oddball cases, but no. If every time I catch a swarm, it's somebody's bees.
Oh, okay.
And there's no shortage of that. Like people lose bees all the time.
Yeah.
And people buy, like, basically up here, everybody wants to get their bees as early as possible because it's like we get this kind of false spring in February. It's not spring, but we think it is. And like the trees start putting out blossoms, and then there's a little bit of pollen, and, by March and all that. So people want their bees early. So the only way you can get bees at that time is you got to import them from Australia or New Zealand. So there's a lot of those bees that have had summer, and they're basically just, they're package bees with a queen that have traveled with the new queen, and they come up, and then you kind of get what you get. Whereas last year I got a couple of those Golden West queens. I'm like, oh man, they're something else. They're just so.
I'm liking them so far.
Yeah, if you get a good one, like they're not all the same, because I had a good one and I had like I won't say it's a bad one, but it wasn't it wasn't what the one on the left was.
Yeah.
Kind of, right? So like you're gonna have some variation, but if you find yourself with a good one, like I really recommend you take graphs on that, because my whole yard, it's like I'm t-shirts and a veil. I wear shorts. It's like, yeah, sure, I still get stung, but it's because I do something stupid most of the time. Or like hangover bees. And like even like my out yards now, where I had moved out all the queens, and they're like, these yards are far enough away that they can't mate with the home yard. I've moved enough of the Golden West stock out there that they're not mad either anymore. So now I can go to an out yard, not wear a big thick bee jacket anymore, which is
I had bought this year that like olive kind of jacket that I have.
Oh, the tactical one.
Yes.
What do you think?
So definitely, if you have bees that are prone to tag you, don't wear it, because you will get tagged. They can sting you through it. So if they're very aggressive, you're going to get lit up. Now, all you have to do is pull the cloth, and the stinger's going to come out. But if you have very aggressive bees, it is just not going to work. I now am back wearing that jacket, and the reason why I got it is because of how light it is. I sweat like a pig. I do. Every time I'm over there, and I'm 200 pounds, so every single time I go over there, I like have extra shirts that I keep in my honey room, because every time I'm done, I'll take my jacket off, and literally I'm sweat clear down into the pants and that.
Why are you wearing a shirt under your jacket if you're so hot?
I would be lit up, and people don't want to see that. So
they wouldn't see it.
I'd lose 5,000 subscribers overnight if I did that. But That
I tell
that
you what,
jacket,
it's the only reason I want a full suit. Is like if I got enough yards and I'm like, this is my day. It's like put the suit on. There'd be nothing under that
yeah.
suit.
No, I like that jacket though. I mean, it's very light. Um, like I said, the only thing about it is you do get stung. So when I had the nasty like Satan hive, if if I had that jacket on, I would have probably been in the ER.
Wow.
I mean, it was bad. Yeah. Well, I mean, you saw the videos. There was, you know, how many damn bees were on me. So, and I had to walk down through the woods, through shrubs and stuff, with a smoker. And I had my bee brush and was just brushing them off of me, clear back up into the woods where my corn feeder is, where I've been hunting. So it was bad. Um, but
Yeah, and I can't speak to that at all because like when I'm even talking, even the bees I started with, it's like, yeah, sure. I like the worst I've ever had is like, maybe like 5 or 7 bees go after me at once.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
you crack open a box and they all go after your thighs, like that kind of thing.
right, right.
That's
If
about the worst. And then they're around you and they're sticking your hands and they're trying to go after your face and
Yeah,
like they're
yeah,
aggressive, but not like what you're talking about.
yeah. James, my gloves that I have been wearing now, they're those nitro gloves. They're the orange ones. You can get them on Amazon. I forget what mill they are. Um, but I mean, you can get tagged through them uh, if the bees really hammer at you. But they've got like on the palms and on the fingers, they've got like grippy things. They're like kind of grooved. So that way they're nice because then for grabbing frames and stuff like that, like some of the nitro gloves, if you're sweating like a pig like I do, they just they end up tearing. They're not good. The orange ones, they're good.
Will they
Um,
actually absorb a little sweat?
no, I mean when I take them off, I can literally, if I just go like this,
Yeah.
you'll see like the sweat just fly out of the glove.
Yeah. I
But
can't, I
they
can't,
do,
I can't, I can't do gloves for that like, oh my God, my hands sweat. I am a sweaty
yeah.
hand boy.
These, let me see, because I know they'd be in my Amazon, but I forget who uh, recommended them. And yeah, here they are. They're 8 mil. Here, I'll just share my screen. See them there? How
Yep.
they're like,
Oh, they got a little action. Yeah. Yeah.
yep, yep, yeah, they're 8 mil, heavy duty industrial orange. Yeah, no, they're pretty good. I mean, I have yet to have one of those tear. Like the blue ones, you wear those things and they tear like crazy.
Yeah. The
Uh,
blues and the blacks, they're garbage.
yep,
Yeah.
they're garbage. Those orange ones, um, perfect.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and when I put them on, then the little in the jacket, you know how you've got the little thumb jobby,
Yeah. Yeah.
that little strap. I put that then over top of the glove, and it's perfect. Yeah, I don't have any issues. So, and DC's asking how do they hold up to propolis. I have not had any issues. So I've had them actually where I'm putting like my 10th frame back down in the brood chamber. And of course, you get a glove that gets stuck. And then I'm doing this and I'm pulling on the glove and then it'll snap back. So they don't break easily.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're pretty tough. Yeah. So sales of orange gloves are going to go through the roof tonight.
Well, I guarantee it. Yeah. Hey, everybody buy them right away because, they're probably made in China and,
They probably are.
they make the first round of stuff really good. That's how they do it. They make them
Yep.
fantastic and then the quality goes down.
Yep.
So buy
Yep.
them now and sit on them.
Yep. I need to actually buy another set. Um, I need to get another box probably here soon because I think I'm about halfway, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I got a third of that box left. So, but no, I hate, like, I've got Apis tactical gloves. I've got other gloves. I had gloves that I was selling that I still have some that I don't even wear those. They're what, cowhide. I hate wearing beekeeper gloves.
Yeah, yeah, me
Despise them.
too. Me too. I have one pair of beekeeper gloves. I've worn it once, and it was only because like it's the one time I'm going through a hive and they're actually lighting up my hands, and I'm like, it's like you guys are kidding me. So I got like 7 stings in my hands, and I'm like, okay, well I
Yeah.
guess we're not doing this anymore. And I go back to the car and pull out the gloves and put the
Yep.
gloves on and get through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was extenuating circumstances with that particular hive at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Queen issue, and like I'm trying to get a Golden West queen adopted into. That's the other thing that I've noticed. There's different strains of bee. Like some bees gel really well, and some don't. So it's like you can
Mhm.
introduce like any
It's
Golden
true.
West to an Italian and like any of those lines, and it's really painless. But then there's the what's that Canadian the Saskatraz bees.
Yeah.
I actually have a real good source for Saskatraz queens. Like I know a guy who's like really hooked up with guys in the prairies, so it's like I just go
Huh.
there. It's I can get them tomorrow. I could probably get 20 if I wanted them,
Hmm.
but they don't gel with my bees at all. So it's like I can't. Yeah, they don't mix.
Yeah.
So it's
Greg
like they're either
always
gonna kill the queen or the bees are.
Greg always says, he's like, honeybees are racist
No, they are.
because certain lines, they don't
They
gel
they do
at
not.
all.
Yeah, yep, yeah, you're
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. What DC says, they're Saskatraz, they're jerks. I had a pair of those Saskatraz that I tried before, and uh, I didn't really like them.
And it goes both ways too. It's like I had Saskatraz queen that that poor little hive got just so beaten up, and it's like all the other bees, like there was just no mercy. They're just like, no, we don't like you.
Yeah.
It's like all the other hives around it just robbed it out and just
Yeah.
were relentless on it. It's like I think it was even like they were on pollen at the or they were on there wasn't a huge flow, but there was a flow at the time, and I was giving them sugar because I was trying to keep these particular
Wow.
bees alive, and they still went after that hive.
Wow.
Whereas now it's like, it's August and everything should be shut off right now. It's like I'm making queens, I'm moving things around. I'm
Yeah.
throwing virgin queens into hives and like, here's a frame of bees. Here's a queen. Joink.
Yeah.
And they're doing it. Like I think not the last round, but the round before, it's like I think I lost as far as the ones like I made lots of mistakes up until the point. But as far as getting bees into the hives with their queen, I had one hive like abscond, like where there's no
Hmm.
bees in that hive. And that was probably I think it was like 16 of those hives at the time. So
Oh wow. I've got a couple more Golden West coming next Wednesday. So I've got my entire back row that I have. I want that entire row to be Golden West. So now I've got a couple extras. I probably am going to end up selling probably two or three of them, but I don't know. I may set them up in just small little nukes just until I know what my take rate is, and then if I need an extra, I've got it sitting there. But um, I'll know next week though. The ones that have my Gold West, I'll probably look at their brood chamber just to kind of see what their pattern is, because it would have been what, 5 weeks. So But yeah, they're doing good. I'm impressed with them so far. So
Yeah, like I said earlier, if you get a good one, like it's so beyond. I don't know if they're all like this or I just got a golden
yeah,
ticket,
yeah.
but man,
I know like mine, they vary in color. Like I had one of them that you'd almost like you look at it and you think, oh, it kind of looks like an Italian. And then I've got one of the Golden West also that is solid jet black like that.
I haven't got any like that. But yeah, I got
So
all the way from like totally blonde to a little bit
yep,
of red to
yeah,
like tiger stripe,
yep,
like
yep,
no pure blacks, like nothing Russian looking,
yeah,
but all the way, like all the way through that, and they all have like slightly different, personalities. Some
mm-hmm,
are real. Some of these queens, like that's the thing. Like I pull them out of the incubator, and it's like some of them are actually like kind of cuddly. Some are really flighty
yeah.
and all that.
I did notice when I got them that now I know nothing about. I mean, I could probably talk to Medeiros and ask him because he was out at OHB. I got him from Oliveira's, and when I got them, they almost looked like they had been in a colony. Like they looked developed. They
Mm-hmm.
had almost looked like they had been in a colony for a month or so, at
But that's
least.
how they are. Like when I what my last batch, straight out of the what am I saying? Out of the wax capping.
The
What's the
fawn
term?
or
Like it just emerged from the
oh yeah
wax.
yeah yeah yeah.
Anyways,
I know what you're
so
talking about. Yeah.
they come out. They look like they're mated queens. They're
Yep.
huge,
Yeah.
and not
Yep.
all
The
of them.
cell. Yeah.
Not all of them are huge like that, but some of them, like they're just big and they're like, like how like a really well mated queen kind of moves her. Like they're not sluggish, but they're kind of like they're kind of like fat girls wandering around as far as a bee's concerned. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, the cell. Yeah, there's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. No, I did notice that. I mean, the size on them was noticeably different. So, and my take rate now, I put 7 in. One of them was probably my bad, and they killed one. But the other 6, they all took. I've seen them every time I've looked in the brood chamber. I've been able to find them. They're not like hiding in any corners or whatever. So they're not like real flighty. Um,
Oh,
but
they'll fly on you though.
I haven't had any jump out and fly yet. So we'll see. I mean,
Well, just I'm
I'm
saying,
gonna.
be very careful. I've done this probably 10 times now, and I did it again tonight. It's basically I had put 14 virgin queens in 14 hives that I had to
Mhm.
manipulate, like big hives, yesterday. Successful. But I had one queen that was earlier. So like my first 3, the first night, it's like I had to move quick. So it's like, okay, I can put them here, here, and here. And I had a styrofoam nuke where I jammed this queen into. It's like, here, there's bees in there. Have at her. So she's in there. So 2 days later, I grabbed her tonight, and she's all like, she's not moving quick. She's like not sluggish, but she's nice, slow, happy bee with her, her buddies. And I want to grab her and I want to put her into the queen, like basically the hive I was using to draw out the cells and cap the cells, because it's like I'm done for now, right? So it's like
Mhm.
you guys get to be a hive, right? So I'm trying to grab her, and then she's just getting quicker and quicker as she's running around this, the tiny little frame, and I'm like, that's like I just can't grab her, just can't grab her, just can't grab her. And then I finally get her in my hand, and I go to push her towards the entrance, and then she just flies. And I was like, no. And I'm just like, just grab it at her. And she's gone.
I've had a couple fly. Yeah, but it's been like what Bruce said earlier. It's same darn thing. I'll pop like the cork out just to do a manual release, and she just goes and just flies straight up, and I'm just like, well, there goes $40.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worse up
But
here. That's $80 here. That's $80 Canadian.
That's crazy.
And that's the other thing. Somebody said I had one fly back. And that's the thing about my yard. It's like between all the queens that are mating and flying around, like they don't end up in the same hive that I started them in half the time. I swear. They swap around. And it's like at the same time, the hive that I wanted to put this queen into, I had just pulled out all my cells today, which was day 5. And I started and it wasn't a rockin' hive. It was good, but it wasn't like chocker block. And basically I had done 75 grafts in it. They had you got to understand my system. I do they're kind of like double deep frames, right? Anyways, so I pull it out, and it's like there's supposed to be 75. There was 36 that they had drawn out, and they had killed half of them off. They had drilled holes in it, so it's like I ended up with 16 or 15.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, well that's fine. That's all I need. And really, at this point in my life, it's like I'm doing grafting for just the experience of a grafting, right?
Yeah.
So, and I do not. If I had 75 queens, it's like, dude, I got 75 hives.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I could do 75 queens like every 5 days if I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
It's like I have no need for all this.
I was going to start I was going to throw my hand in and try grafting, but I'll tell you from what I did this year though with that Demaray, you have no idea how many cells. Like when I would go back, just when I would move frames up, Justin, thank you. When I would move my brood up, and then have to go back and just check for cells and smash stuff down. Every time I did that, I was probably crushing 40 or 50 cells.
That's true, but is that the particular queen that you want the cell from?
Well, so they will be. That row, my back row where I'm going to have the Golden West, that's going to be the row that I demo.
But is it every single one of those Golden Wests that you're going to want the cells? This is where grafting comes in. It's like, yeah, like you're right. But if you want that one and you want 100 of those, and not that you want 100, but you want 30 of those. It's like these other ones, they're pretty good, and it's like you'll see what you get, but that's what you want. You can control it better. It's another tool in your toolbox, and it's really at first it's very intimidating, and it's kind of hard. But if you get like spectacle, I'm using 2.5. I got to say, I bought it off Temu. This thing, I could put different. It's got the little light in the forehead.
Yep.
And all the different lenses I can put in, all the way from 0.5 to 3. That and I just set up an area, right? I heat it up. The area is nice and warm. Got super bright lights. I'm not using the headlamp or anything. It's it's a tool in your toolbox.
Right. Yeah.
And then at first my hands would be shaking when I'd do it, and it's like, you're gonna screw it up.
I'm not. My hands though aren't that bad because I worked in healthcare years ago, so I know how to draw blood. I know how to start IVs and all that stuff, and you had to have a very steady hand. So I'd be fine. Yeah.
There you go. And that's the thing. It's all about the vision. If you can see it, you can do it.
Yeah. What DC's saying there, that's what I'm going to do next year. I'm going to cut cells.
I make better queens when you can, Norman. Yeah. I don't know. I'm making some good I'm making some good picks right now. I'm pretty pleased with myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to cut cells on my Demarays. And I'll tell you, I probably will only do it to certain ones. Like you say, if I identify a certain queen that just behavior and everything about her is just rock solid, that'll be the one that I pull cells from.
Well, and that's the thing. The one you want the cells from doesn't make any cells.
Well, with the Demaray, they will.
Well, she might make a few, but what if she didn't? Like, wouldn't you want that one even more? Because
Yeah,
that makes your life even easier, right?
yeah. But the
So it's like
Demaray
the queen you
though,
want doesn't make doesn't make a lot of queen cells.
the with the Demaray method though, they do. Regardless, they do. Because how I did mine this year, like I would have a deep and then three mediums, or I mean, there were two of them that had four, and then I'd have another deep on top of that. And when I moved all that brood up top, you figure there was four boxes in between them. They made cells. I mean, there was the two bigger ones. Oh God, I was smashing 20 some cells out of each one of them. There was one frame I had a picture of. I used to have a picture of it. I probably deleted it, but I pulled up one frame and there was like 7 cells on it, and they were spaced out. I could have easily. I took a picture and I sent it to Greg and Bruce, and I was like, "Look at this." And I
Well,
said, before you even respond, Greg, I said, "I know you're saying that's this amount of money." Because he looks at the cells and he's like, "Yeah, that's I could sell that one for this much. I could sell that one for that." But they'll pump
so
them out.
well, then maybe like then there's the other thing. It's like, do you need to have your upper box that far away from like how many boxes away is your top box from your lower box?
3 or 4.
And do you need 3 or 4 boxes in the first week?
Um, so my configuration, it's a deep medium. And then when
Right.
I add my supers, when our flow starts, I throw 2 on just so I stay ahead of them. So it'll be a deep and then 3 mediums is my typical. When I did the Demaray, just because you're not splitting that colony at all, I had a couple of them where I had to put a fourth medium on. So they would have a deep, 4 mediums, and then when you shift brood up above, you're adding another deep up top. And they just became massive. So, and when you shift all of that up top, they're going to think, hey, we don't have a queen. So they're going to make cells. That's what
Yeah.
I found was the easiest darn thing. They pumped out honey for me and they were pumping out cells like mad. Now, I didn't need any cells this year, but next year, I may.
Well,
We'll
just what
see.
I'm thinking for you, because like you don't have a massive yard. I'm just
No,
thinking like
no.
if you demeray it, and it's like okay, so you got your deep and your medium, and then you put another medium, and then you got your another deep on top.
Yeah.
And if you put your demeray there, just for a couple days, that's probably small enough so that you're going to get past day 4 or 5, and then you could put a bunch of lift that box up again because it's empty. It's not going to weigh much, right? Like all you
Well,
got in there,
yeah,
all you
yeah. I
got in
mean,
there is brood,
right.
and then you can lift that up, and then you can put all the boxes in you want in between.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then by doing that, they're not going to try and make queens on you.
Yeah, they all did. When I did that Demery this year, they all
Because
that
I
that
was
was
doing
the
demery this year, and I don't know if it's like my hives are actually relatively very airtight because there's like the walls on them are about 3 inches thick and
oh,
there's
okay.
tape. So it's kind of a nice plasticky seal. So it might be
Yeah.
just the lack of airflow, but I did not have any problems with that this year. But I couldn't stack 5 high. Like
Yeah.
the best I ever did this year. It's like I had one hive that I
I don't
had maybe three deep supers on, and that was aggressive, and I didn't
I
need
don't
it.
know if I've got No, that's not. I don't know if I have a picture of my yard. Was that Demerade? Those were two deeps and three.
There you go.
Yeah, and they were plastered with bees. So let me see. Yeah, there's another one. It was what, a deep, three mediums deep. So and then there were, I would I would take the lid off of those, and there were bees that were spilling out of the darn top. There were so many bees in those darn boxes. That's the only one thing with the Demaray is the colonies got so darn big
Oh, they're
because
so nice. Oh,
you
they're
never
amazing.
pull anything out of them.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, and then and that's the thing too. It's like you're doing the Demaray, and then it's like 4 days goes by, and you're like, you want to do a split somewhere else, and you're like, hey, I know where there's
oh yeah,
I know where there's frames where there's no queen.
yeah,
And they basically, if they've drawn anything out, I can knock it down right now. So it's like you just like,
yep. And
yoink, thank you.
I could easily, I mean, like next year, I plan on, at least I want to try and Demaray 8 or 9 colonies. If I can do my entire back row, I'm going to do that back row.
Yeah.
And if I do 9 colonies, you figure when I shift that brood up, I could always take a frame of brood from, you know, each, even if I do like 8, I could take 8 frames of brood out, make a strong split,
Oh, that'd be an insane split if you put 8 frames.
throw a mated queen. I mean,
Oh, it's overkill. You don't need. Yeah, that's
yeah,
too strong.
but I could do that 2 or 3 times because I did the Demaray 3 times. Um, and I mean, if I did that 3 times, I'd have 3 massive splits. And I'm really not, by pulling one frame of brood out of one of those giant colonies, you're really not
Yeah,
hurting.
you're
it
not doing
much.
anything. Yeah.
No. So yeah, next year I'm going to play a little bit. We'll see. But
Well, exactly. That was the thing. Like all of these hives here, like probably half of them I demerayed, and it's like I just like I meant to demeray them, and it was like I no, and the one that actually got to kind of stay a demeray, it actually didn't become a demeray because then I put a double screen board in it and used it. No, I just kept robbing them blind. Like it was
yeah.
amazing just to have the resources available
Oh yeah.
to expand. It was
I know.
just so nice.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm looking at the time. It's almost 10:40 here. I think I'm going to bounce in a minute.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it's only 7:30 here,
What?
so yeah,
Yeah, your 3 hour
I'll try
difference.
to get at the midnight hours if you keep talking to me.
Oh yeah. I'd be up late too, and then I hate waking up at early in the morning. So I mean, granted, I work at home, but even still, I got to be on the computer early.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it's good to finally chat with you, Brian.
Yeah, yeah. I see you around all the time. Well, you know what I do a lot of times, like when you're on Charlie's and stuff or Bill's, I'm sitting here listening to it, tinkering, doing stuff.
Yeah, and I do the exact same thing when you're doing stuff.
So that's
Yeah,
what I do all the time.
You have entertained me many times, and you kept me distracted. And I appreciate that about you.
Yeah, yeah. It was good talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too.
So,
You too.
well,
And Bracken as well.
Yeah. Everybody I know, as far as Greg and Bruce, I think we are only going to do the first and third Wednesdays of the month. I think as far as us the stream team folks, I think we're looking at just those 2 Wednesdays of the month. I'm going to do the others. So as far as like when Greg and Bruce are on, I don't know, like a rotation. I don't know how we're going to do that. We'll probably just bounce between those two guys, but I'm going to pick up the other weeks. So in the weeks when I just kind of do like tonight, I'll just throw the link out there, and whoever wants to join in and chat. So, but no, everybody, appreciate you all. So, and Norman, you take care, buddy.
You too. Good night, Brian.
So, yep. I'll see y'all.
Good night, everybody.